So, welcome to session 17. As you no doubt remember, you had set up the expedition has been set up to start on the 20th, and you had spent some time training and preparing for the expedition. And through that process, you were given um, you were given um, a basically new set of information that talked about the new expedition, and it lays out what the goals are. And you were also given updated orders from your individual guilds. So if you look in your handouts where you have your Lumev expedition from your various guilds, that should now be updated with Expedition 2. And from what you remember, last time on your expedition, you had explored the Automata Cave, but were unable to proceed because you needed at least a level 3 spell in order to activate the power crystal and continue. You had explored the the spire, but were unable to travel beyond the top floor because you only had three, or you didn't have the right number of discs, and one of you should write down that you got 6 discs from the Nexus Guild, because you guys had mentioned before that you only had 3 and you needed at least 4, and you wanted to find out how many they had gathered. So you should have a total of 9 of the 1 inch by 1 foot by 1 inch discs. In addition, you had also explored an area with 4 spires, or four pillars, I mean, that you had to use spells to open up the passageway. But when you had explored, you decided to retreat in order to avoid fighting the automata. And since then, some of your members have figured out the code, the passcode that they were looking for in order to allow you access. And Ire and Galen know that code, and Ire has the ability to speak to them. And in addition, as you can see from the new expedition handout, you have been tasked with finding the northeast crater, and to try to make a route there, and to document that route. And if you are unable to get there within about a month to 2 months at the most, you were to return. And from there, you're able to try to figure out how to activate the transportation system if possible, at least from that particular area. And they believe that there must be a city, whether alive or dead, nearby, and they want you to explore that city if possible. And so we begin on the 20th. Rizel, it is America Day. So what do you do?
This is the day that we're supposed to set off.
Yes. If you want,
Then,
however, you did spend a week in training, and so if there's anything you wanted to do before you set off, any sort of shopping, or anything that you would have done during that week, or during your downtime, we should actually do that first. So yeah, actually, you got a point. So let's go ahead and back up. So we'll go through and figure out what everybody does during their downtime. And Oreo, since you spoke up, we're going to go with you first.
yeah, sure. So I definitely want to go to my contact and ask to see if there's a either discount or if there's a way for me to exchange between a short bow to a long bow and how much that would be, or if there's no cost. I don't know what I could get with my contact.
Right. Hold on. Let me open up the shopping thing. There we go. Shopping catalog. And short bow. I looked at this before, but I forgot.
No, you're good.
Why can't I see it? There it is. Fine. Bow. Short bow, okay. And you want to get a longbow?
Longbow. Mm-hmm.
Okay. It looks like at the discounted price, the difference is 200 silvers.
Okay, so I'll definitely do that. And then the other thing I was gonna ask is for any specialty arrows, and I gave you a list, but again, I don't know if there's any that would be available, and if so, how much each type would cost.
Right. Well, she does have a couple. She does have the grappling hook arrow, which is 10 silvers each. So you can
Okay.
grab however many of those. And let me see if I can find your list for the others, because I did not write them down. There it is. And then let's see what else she had. There it is. Um, they do have the alchemist fire arrows for 20 arrows instead of the normal price of 7 silver. It's 70 silver for the 20 arrows.
I see. Okay. Um,
And
so
then as far as poison arrows, they don't have any arrows that come pre-poisoned. That seems to be frowned upon. However, they do have arrows that, for some reason or another, have basically an opening and a hollow area that you can conveniently put poison in. I wonder how that happened. Anyway, those are they are 21 silver for 20.
okay.
And
Um,
that's what she has available at the moment.
okay. So I will do some math on my end right now just to figure out how many I want to get, but take for granted that I'm gonna buy essentially everything you listed out. I just don't know exactly the specifics. So give me some time to do that, and you can go with the rest of the guys right now on the table.
Yeah, no problem. All right, Ragu, what did you do during your downtime? Ragu,
Uh, can you hear me? Hello, hello.
you're soft, but I can hear you now.
Okay, sorry. Let me adjust here. Okay, I am going to
Actually, I should
um
pull up those rules real quick.
I will go ahead and make potions. I can do my the potions thing.
Okay, so what kind of potions are you making?
The the standard potions of healing takes 2 days per potion.
Okay, so since this is a training week, you can only make 2 of those because you only have those 5 days available. So making 2
Okay,
of them will cost you 500 silvers, and that's it.
excellent. Oh, I as part of my level up, I gained a proficiency in a new type of artisan tool. I took alchemist supplies. Am I provided with those supplies, or do I have to buy the kit?
You do have to buy them, yes, because you get
Okay.
trained, but think of it as like schooled equipment. It doesn't mean it stays there, kind of thing.
Okay, no problem. All right, so I'm also going to buy an alchemist kit.
Okay, no problem. I don't understand why I closed the shopping catalog, but we'll fix it.
Say that again.
Oh, nothing. I'm just marveling at myself, having closed the catalog I was using. Anyway, the alchemist supplies they are 500 silvers,
Okay, so 1,000 silver total. Okay, cool.
which is equivalent to 50 gold, if that helps.
Yep, that works. Here we go.
Okay, and you did level up. And so,
Yes.
is there anything interesting that happened during your training? Any sort of interesting events that you can recall?
Mm, well, I went up in fighter and I just started showing my skill. I was kind of a soldier before everything happened and got in touch with my magical side anyway. So I was just doing combat training and it was very impressive.
All right, sounds good.
Doing some fancy maneuvers left and right.
All righty. Okay, so I think that takes care of you. So,
Uh-huh.
Pico, what are you doing during your downtime?
Well, I guess the main thing is going to be continuing to train in climbing.
Okay.
Um,
I believe you still get the discounted rates, so I think it's 150 silver per week, and you get the 1 week, so that's what it costs. So go ahead and mark an additional training bubble. And so you obviously leveled as well and gained new abilities. So is there anything interesting that happened to you during your training?
um, well, as far as my actual training for climbing, probably nothing exceptional since I'm average in strength. Climbing is built off of athletics, which I only recently got proficiency in. I guess I'd be doing okay, but nothing that would wow a
Fair enough.
the big milestone, of course, would have been essentially getting swimming lessons uh, from my druid circle, or my particular guild, is now that I can change aquatic creatures, getting me some being able to handle an entirely different form that can breathe underwater and swim.
All right, sounds good. So you did your training. Did you do anything else during your downtime, like shopping or anything, or are you all set?
I'm still looking through. I don't know that there's much to do shopping. I think some of that kind of need to collaborate with the rest of the party with just to verify what we're actually packing as far as set. I mean, I think a fair bit of that last session, but I just kind of want to make sure we're all on
Right.
the same page with
Yeah,
the
I'm
big.
assuming the bulk is finished, but yeah, in case there's any last minute kinds of things.
Yeah, I'm debating on if there's anything else to check on now, but I'm kind of drawing a blank.
Okay, well, I'll loop back to you then. So Oreo, you looked into your arrows. What'd you do during your downtime?
Downtime. Oh boy. Let's see.
You can bring up the downtime doc and World Anvil. Do you need a link?
No. It's all the common stuff. So it's I only trained up in a specialty, which was guarding, and did regular training just to level up.
Okay, so yeah,
Uh,
so it cost you 150 silver for the extra training, and yeah, just go ahead and mark one of those bubbles. Anything else?
that's about it. Yep, that's it.
Okay, so I believe that handles all the level up and training and downtime for everybody. Is that correct?
I haven't done mine.
Oh, I'm sorry. I did not do yours. You're completely right. All right, Devok, what did you do during your downtime?
Um, let's see. Um, I guess. Oh, I guess I will train. I don't know actually. Okay, I'll think about it, and you can come back to me.
Okay, so that's you can think about the downtime. Are you doing any shopping?
What'd you say?
You can think about what you did during downtime, but are you doing any shopping?
The last word you said cut out twice in a row.
Shopping, purchasing
Am I
things.
shopping? No.
Okay. And finally, while you were training for your level up, is there anything that interesting that happened to you?
Not especially, I
Okay,
don't think.
fair enough. And I forgot to ask you that, Oreo. Is there anything that happened to you while you were training as your level up?
Um, Not particularly, but that's also because I haven't really thought about it. Sorry.
Okay. And just in case the pattern hasn't set in yet, that's something I generally ask when you're training for your level up. It's kind of like what happens, to your characters when they're growing. What kinds of things that might help define your character and that kind of thing. But no problem.
Totally valid.
Okay, so Devok is thinking about what he's doing for his downtime. Devok, you should be able to look at the downtime document if you haven't already. I put it in chat. And in the meantime, is there anything else anybody needs to do before the expedition?
I can't think of anything myself.
Okay.
I think I figured out what I want to train.
Okay.
Information gathering.
Fair enough. So go ahead and pay 150 silver, and on your character sheet, mark one of the training bubbles toward that, and make sure to type down that that's a skill you're training. Do you know where that is on the sheet?
No, I don't.
All right. So if you open up your sheet,
Yeah.
and then you go to the features page near the middle, you'll see
Okay.
training. So and type in the skill where it says skill. And then when you have 4 bubbles of training, then you'll clear all that out and you'll gain that ability. All right. I think that solves everything. So in that case, it is now the 20th. And I'm going to go ahead and take you to the city map. And as a forewarning, to kind of go along with Oreo's issues, there's this big disclaimer on Roll20 saying they're having issues as well. So everybody be especially patient tonight. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, Jeremy, your mic is cutting in and out. Is it like just a connection or something? No, wiggle the plug. I don't know.
Could be.
I don't know what it is.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
So far, that's much better.
All right. Well, yeah, everything's fine. I just unplugged and replugged. Okay.
It's not.
Yeah, I'm not sure what I can do about it, unfortunately.
Okay.
Has my voice been cutting out or anything? I don't think Brosnan's has. The reason I'm asking is just to get an idea if it's internet connection related.
Oh, oops, I forgot to bring it down. So is my voice or cutting out? I don't think I've heard Brosnan's cut out. I'm just trying to get an idea.
Also cutting out, Dave.
Yeah, you're cutting out too.
I'm on the Wi-Fi.
Yeah, it could be the Wi-Fi. It could also be, the way today's going. It could be Discord, as far as we know.
Although these computers are both wired, so it shouldn't be Wi-Fi specifically, but it'd still be network connection related.
Well, my point is I'm on the Wi-Fi and you guys aren't.
Yeah.
So the Wi-Fi could be fine, but the wired connection could be slow for some reason.
Yeah, it's weird because that would usually be the other way around because the wired stuff's usually less prone to interference.
That's true.
Well, like I
But then
said,
again, you do have little teeth chewing on it, possibly.
anyway, we'll do the best we can, and yeah, let me know if you can't hear me.
Okay.
And Oreo, it looks like you put in chat what you purchased, so yeah, just subtract the money, and that's not a problem.
Yep. Thank you.
Don't forget though that those do weigh something.
I I realize that I'm putting them in the cart. I haven't put them in my list.
Okay, fair enough. And as far as the alchemist and the hollowed arrows, I'm just going to say they're the same weight as normal, and the grappling hooks are probably 3 times the weight. And we'll just keep it simple.
Okay.
Alrighty. So, like I said, it is now the 20th, and so it is the morning of the expedition. And so, are you guys heading to the guild, or is there anything you want to do at the last minute?
One question I do have is, did we get anything from our individual guilds?
Yes. So each of you should be Lumev Expedition, and then your individual guild in documents. It's the same document as before, but it's been appended. You'll see an Expedition 1 where you can see what you had last time, and you'll see an Expedition 2, which is the additional requests. Does everybody see that?
Yeah, no, I do.
All right. Alrighty, so I'm going to assume then that you go to the Nexus Guild, and once you arrive, Elru is waiting for you, and she escorts you right in. She seems unusually somber today, and as she leads you to Carl's office, she motions you to enter, and then she quickly disappears. And then Carl motions you over and has you sit. And he says, "Welcome. Well, today is the day. We've managed to, after a week's delay, we managed to get everything sorted out. So we will have you go on your second expedition. Your first expedition was wildly successful, and we expect this one to be successful as well. If you succeed at the primary task, which is simply to find the route as far as you can to the crater and return alive, then you will be paid same as last time. If you manage to find the city we think is probably nearby, alive or dead, then we will pay you an additional 50%. In addition, if you look at the new document, then you will see that we are still paying for essentially the same things as before, finding signs of civilization, mapping out valuable locations, and the like. And of course, bringing back useful artifacts as well. So, do you have any questions before we send you out on what is likely to be the biggest expedition we have ever sent so far?
Now, question not to Carl, but is Elru in the room?
No, she left.
What's wrong with Elru?
Well, we've had some internal issues that she's currently looking into, and she has not had her usual success. But we'll see how things go, and we may involve you in that, depending, because it touches things that you've investigated before. But we'll see when you come back. Hopefully, it'll be all resolved by then, though.
Alrighty. Let's see. Anything about the expedition itself? Okay, we know the 1 to 2 months. We know where we're supposed to be going. We know where we're not supposed to go.
You should have your new wagon and an additional mule, so that should help you as far as being able to take more stuff, which I hope will allow you to be successful.
Yes. Everybody double check your inventory to make sure you're carrying any foreign stuff you want with you.
And if any of you personally need more personal rations, we can fill you up if it's just a couple of days.
Okay.
So out of metagaming, if any of you aren't full up on water or food for your personal rations, go ahead and fill up now.
Jeremy, since Joe isn't here, can you quickly check his character sheet just to see how many medicine kits he's got on him right now?
Sure. Let me look. Healer's kit. Looks like he has 4 of them.
Okay, and we have 7 on the wagon.
Okay. And is one of them already used up though? Because I feel like we didn't. I don't know if we replaced the ones that got used from the recent battles.
One of them do have a couple of uses used. Says I think he starts with 10 uses in one, and one of them is down to 7.
Oh, okay. I thought it was lower than that. Okay, that's fine. Never mind. All good.
All right. And of course, you have had time to your downtime, so also everybody put your health at maximum and that kind of thing. You got all your spell slots and et cetera, et cetera.
All right, so looking at the wagon, I'm seeing 20 ration boxes. That should be 4 weeks of food for each of us organic critters. It looks like we have 3 weeks of, 3 weeks of water per person, which of course we'll have opportunities to refill that, even if I have to drool in the water barrel itself. See the bedrolls there. Ragu, do you think it's even worth having your tent on the wagon?
I suppose we can get rid of it. I thought it'd be more helpful.
Although I guess maybe it wouldn't hurt to have one with us. I mean, after all, as I mentioned before, the wagon's only going to get lighter as we move along. So, yeah, the 20 pounds it's taking up is probably not that big a deal. And if it did somehow turn out to be a big deal, well, we can always throw away something valuable instead.
One thing you can do is if you have extra supplies you want to remove from the wagon, you can just um, either mark it down to 0 or add it to other items where it doesn't count against the weight, and just assume you got storage here that you know in the city that you can use, and just assume you're storing it there.
Yeah, I guess we'll leave it on the wagon just in case.
Okay.
All right, yeah, I'm drawing a blank on anything else.
Okay. So Carl tells you that once you're ready, he can, you know, you can get the wagon and begin. So before we do that, just checking because I see somebody rolling. Has everybody leveled up?
No, that's
Yeah.
what I'm doing right now.
Okay. All right. While he's doing that, I'll assume he won't have any issues. I'm just gonna take you to the Lumev map. Alrighty. So Lumev portal. All right. So
Well, I will say, though, during my training, the druids did teach me how to be a better mentor. Guidance is my new cantrip.
all right. Looks like everybody's there. All right. So everybody should see the portal map. As you come through with your new larger wagon and your 2 animals, the first thing you notice is that there seems to be some sort of heavy storm. The visibility is maybe 10 to 20 feet, and you get these. They're almost like hailstones, but when they hit you, they seem to be much harder than that. You pick one up, and it looks like some sort of glass, maybe volcanic glass. So what do you do?
I think we
All
are.
right, well, this seems like a good time to hold something up as a protective barrier.
So at the moment, I'm assuming that everybody's kind of huddling around pillars and whatnot in this area to avoid getting pelted.
Yeah.
Yes, we need to figure out some covering quickly. This is not good.
Wait, can't you concentrate on, well, for Pico, can you use like mold earth to make like a flat layer on top of us as we walk or something? Of dirt to
Uh,
cover anything from hitting us?
uh, Probably. I mean, I guess if I were to kind of arc it over or something like that, the drawback is that would be really slow, but I guess that's better than. Well, and yeah, I guess the problem is I can only move about a hex worth at a time, so
Oh,
it's kind of
hold on
too.
a Yeah, I was gonna say, hold on a second. Maybe I can pull off something I need to check.
No, I've got an idea that involves the tent that I decided we shouldn't get rid of.
Actually, that's what
Um,
I was thinking of. Is we could use the tent as sort of a protection. We have it huffed over the wagon and be carrying it on outsides.
Okay. So yeah, is she gonna basically drape the tent over the wagon and kind of walk on the other side of it, that kind of thing?
Yeah, I
well,
can use the tent poles to kind of stick it out so that the wagon has like a little covering sticking out each side, and we can huddle under both sides of the wagon or something like that.
well, well, because if we attach one end of the tent to the wagon and then attach the poles, we could each hold on to the poles, and essentially it's like a big shared umbrella.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to get at. You just explained it much more eloquently.
Fair enough. All right, you do so, and as you start moving, you can see the tent being constantly pelted, and and a few areas around the edges you see small rips form, and you continue. So I'm going to take
I
you to the
pick
map.
up one of these rocks. What kind of rock is this? Are we looking at?
It looks a lot like I said, like glass. Oh, come on. Sorry. It looks a lot like glass, and it possibly from it's possibly volcanic.
Um, I will be just keeping a couple of these, but just put them in my pocket as we walk by.
Yeah, it's not completely clear. It's kind of blackish or grayish in color, and but it if you look, there are spots where you can see through the glass. All right, so I've taken you to the world map. While the storm is raging, I'm going to assume that you're probably going to be moving at a little bit of a slower rate. But and honestly, you don't know how long the storm has been raging. Although if you look around, you can see glass covering the landscape. So it looks like it's been going for at least a day, if not longer. So what do you do?
Well, first item of business. Oh, aside from Moria, who obviously didn't get any sort of mission from her guild, what does everybody have? Does anybody have to make any specific stops to satisfy any mission objectives?
Uh, Not directly for me, but I'm thinking maybe stopping at the temple. Can we get there quickly?
Well, it's pretty much on the way. I fully intended to go to the Spire so we could try and use the discs there. And also, in my case, there's some incentive for stopping by the Automata Cave to do further exploration.
Alrighty. I was thinking not only is that the one room we can get into is plenty big enough for us, and might be better shelter than the tent, which might not last more than a day or two.
How about you, Devok? You got any mission objectives?
The same as you, I think, but
Oh, yeah, that's right.
I've seen them.
Yeah. But mine is
Ragu
simply
and
to record
Galen,
more.
sorry, Ragu and Galen tell you that their guild is interested in what else is in the spire.
Ragu
Right.
and Galen. Oh, you
I
mean
mean,
uh,
Ire and Galen.
Ire? Okay. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
And Oreo, since you don't have any mission objectives, is there any sort of sightseeing in any specific locations you'd like to do?
I'm not even gonna answer. I'm just gonna keep walking.
Wow.
Alrighty, so the storm rages, and you unfortunately wind up, like I said, having to move slow to kind of push the animals along, who definitely aren't happy. So go ahead and move 1 hex. And as night falls, this is the area where you know where the world crystal is. Do you want to be nearby, or would you rather try to be farther away from that?
Actually, that might not be a bad idea. I know there were some unpleasant things there before, but I remember there were some natural caves that might give us a better shelter for the night.
They weren't cleared out, FYI. We beat some, but they were not cleared out.
Well,
Yeah, I remember that, although it may be worth checking anyway, because just in case the other ones happen to leave for whatever reason. I mean, it has been
yeah,
weeks.
All right.
and
So
yeah,
there you go.
and if they
Actually,
have not been cleared out, we can. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
question for you, Jeremy. Do we know after we came back from Lumev if there's any time difference between this world and the next?
Mm, you actually don't know that.
Okay.
Actually, no, you would,
You
because you
should.
can see you can see the time of day. You can see, yeah. So it looks like it's not exactly the same, but you'd say it's really close. You would guess that if the day at home is 24 hours, the day in Lumev is probably about 26.
Okay, so it's not so much of a difference, but what I mean is more like it's not going to be like a day out here is 5 days in here or something like that, right? That's the thing that I
No.
was kind of making sure of.
Yeah.
Okay.
Over a long period it matters, but um, only a little bit.
Okay.
All right, so you've arrived. You can see the crystals still glowing. One thing you notice is that the area around the crystal, if you see this kind of glowing area around it, the edge of that it seems to form almost like a dome. But the only reason you can tell is because the glass that's blowing seems to be bouncing off of it and collecting around it. And beyond that, you can see from what you can see in the caves, you still see what looks like it looks like a renewed a larger number of creatures there, or the same number you started with last time. It seems like they're repopulated.
Hmm.
There goes your idea of them being away.
Well, even if they're not, we can take care of them.
Let's see. What would be a good option for that?
And I look at Ragu and kind of go like, you do remember this is the thing that kind of could have killed me if we didn't figure out a cure for it, right?
Yes, and don't worry, I am carrying some of that cure, and I have stuff to make some more of it. But yes, this is that stuff, which is why I'm thinking. Fire. What do you think, Pico? Huh? Fire? It's good.
How close were you able to get last time before the things became aggressive or out of those cocoons?
Ori would be the one to
Pinging
ask
it
because
on the
it
map.
happened to her.
I'm I'm pinging it on the map. I don't know if you're seeing.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's reasonable that I can get to about here without alarming them.
And this cove thing they're in, is there actually a roof to that, or?
Yeah, it's basically a cave, but you can imagine like it's like the top of that. This is like some giant rock structure with the cave, and the top of it's cut off, so you can see inside.
Okay. Oh, Jeremy, before Galen and I came with us, but they're just kind of hanging back in their depressive state.
Yeah.
Before Galen disappears, I'm going to go grab the wand off him real quick.
The wand of
I'll give it
fireballs.
back.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just so you know, it actually he tells you that once he went through his training and became more powerful, the wand did as
Mhm.
well. Apparently, it has 3 charges now, but it still only recharges during a long rest.
Okay. Thank you for that information. I shall give it back right away.
If I remember
That is good.
correctly, I think you have to attune to it though,
All right.
which means
Well.
it takes an hour.
All
And
right.
it's
Well.
assuming you're not attuned to too many things already.
Yeah. I was gonna say. See here. I can attune to it. I'm attuned to 2 things,
Okay.
but yeah, waiting out here an hour in the ice rain or the glass rain wasn't the idea. I was going to try and clear that out as quickly as possible, but since Galen's not here, he can't very well just blast the thing himself, can he?
Well, what I can do is just say, because I don't want to, basically run the characters in combat, but what I could say
Yeah.
is that we can let him get his first shot, and then from there we'll say he backs up. Which
Okay. Yeah.
actually reminds me,
That's
there's some stuff about the combat stuff and surprise that I meant to go over based on what happened last time, but I guess we'll do that next time when everybody's here. Um, but
okay.
but yeah, so you can do that, and you can fire it in there. And if so, make sure to position everybody where they want to be, and I will go ahead and place them.
Okay. I was going to say yes, everybody. If you want to stay kind of further back, that's so good because then we can avoid actually coming close to the creatures. But I'm going to throw in a couple of bottles of oil, and then we're going to go ahead and blasterate the whole thing.
Now, how tall was the cliff thing above the entrance?
You'd probably say about 100. 100. Basically, it goes up into 100 feet above the ground total, but the cave itself is maybe 6 feet tall.
Okay, so the entrance to the cave is only like one normal man size. It's not really, really big.
That's right.
Okay.
Although it is pretty wide.
Yeah. The entrance to the cave is, I'm guessing, here, about approximately.
Yeah.
And all this stuff up here is just the inside of the cave,
That's
covered from the shelter. All right, sheltered.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. So, okay. So, what are you basically before we roll initiative, you can get one attack if they don't know what's coming. So, what are you doing for that one attack?
All right. Well, I was going to be throwing the oils on them first, and then our one launching attack was going to be the big firing ball. But
Yeah, you can throw the oil, but that would be your launching attack, and then we roll initiative.
all right. Which do you think, guys? The fireball or oils them first?
Well, I mean, I just bought some nifty arrows with fire with them. Maybe I can help you with that, but I mean, that would mean you tossing in the oil. So, up to you.
Okay. In
Well,
that
how
case,
tall is the cave ceiling?
About 6 feet.
Oh wow, that's pretty low.
yeah, I figure the fireball will soften them all up, and then we can start throwing oil and firing arrows as they come out, if any of them survive. But if they are also weak, they get taken up as a fireball. That makes it much easier for us to get into shelter.
You can just do the fireball. Go with your
Okay.
gut.
Okay. Everybody else good with that?
I guess I want to be over. You said it was around here where you started aggroing.
Around there, yeah.
All right. Try and pick this as a sneaky spot.
So I'm going to assume that Galen's going to fire from range, so I'm not going to bother placing him. But everybody else, make sure where you want to be.
Actually, I
Okay.
do
Yep.
have a question. How rough is the cliff face? Could I actually climb on it and get above the entrance?
Um, I would probably have you make a climbing skill, but assuming with the DC of 13, if you succeed, then that'll be a yes.
I guess I can go ahead and give it a try. Where's my climbing? Oh yeah, I guess that's an athletics roll. Well, let's see. I've got a.
Yeah, normally it'd be an 18, but I'm giving you a +5, essentially the equivalent of advantage on a passive or whatever, because of you have climbing speed.
I'll try it.
Okay. That looks like a success. So you climb over the mouth. Are you trying to climb in such a way that they don't notice your presence?
Well, if I'm not above the cave, they shouldn't. It's not. They wouldn't be able to see me.
Right. I'm not worried about sight though. I'm worried about how they might react if they hear something climbing on the cliff face.
Well, yeah, I want to avoid getting noticed by them. Although, if I have to be high enough for that, then it may be worth being up there in the first place.
Right. So what I'm wondering is, do you want to try stealthing that, or is
Yeah,
that too risky?
you can try stealthing it. I mean, what's the worst that can happen?
Well, the worst thing that'll happen is they'll notice him climbing up there, and we roll initiative before the fireball.
I was going to say the other problem is if he doesn't roll a stealth check, doesn't that automatically happen?
That's what I'm saying. If he rolls a stealth and it fails, then
Oh,
we just roll initiative. But he didn't fail, so we're good.
alrighty.
All right. So now you are above the cliff face, Pico. I guess we'll just put you probably over there with the idea that you're not actually on the ground. Let me find an icon.
I have a different idea for that for the moment. So what I'm going to do is I just drew that little circle to indicate where I am. So that way we know where I'm supposed to be. But since the character's not there, it's less likely to produce a distraction like, oh, they'll attack the thing that's not there. Once I actually drop to the ground or whatever, then I'll park the token there.
Okay, fair enough. All right. So I'm assuming everybody's ready.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. So what I'm going to do, have everybody do is roll initiative, and then we will do the fireball.
Interesting.
The hell is this? Everybody but me.
Okay. Did everybody roll?
Yes.
Alrighty, so we're in round one. So before we start, we're going to go ahead and do the fireball. So Ragu, go ahead and do the honors.
Okay, let's see here. Fireball's a 20-foot sphere.
Yeah, you fire in there, you hit everybody. Don't worry about that.
Yeah, in that case, yeah, fire. I'll put it right about here.
Let's see. So yeah, do you have the spell, or I can look it up, I guess.
Oh, yeah, I don't have the spell, sorry.
Yeah, no problem.
I can. Go ahead.
All right. So everybody makes a dexterity saving throw, and I guess that would be based off of Galen's, and it's 8d6 or half. Okay. So let me look up Galen's bonus real quick. Spells. That would be a 14. Okay, great. Go ahead and roll 8d6, Ragu.
Okay.
See if you can take them all out at once.
Just 8d6, no pluses or nothing.
That's right. 35. That's actually a really good hit on these guys if it works. Apply damage. And you took out 1, 2, 3, 4 of them. So there are 3 left who made their saves, but you took out more than half. So now we are in
And the
round
other half
1.
are,
Go ahead, Ragu.
and the other half are only at half hit points, so hey, we're
Yep,
good.
you're good. All right, Oreo. So you can see that it took out over half, and the remaining half are basically at half hit points. So what are you going to do?
Go ahead and shoot an arrow. Now, I'm assuming that they're. Nah, never mind. I'll just go ahead and shoot it. I'm not able to fight it.
Fair enough. Which one are you going to shoot at?
Closest one. This guy, number 10, I think.
All right, that's a hit then. All right, 4 damage.
And that's it.
Cool. And Vok, you can see that the closest creature is pretty low on health. What are you going to do?
I'll shoot it with Eldritch Blast.
Okay.
And because I'm 5, even if it's in 2 different classes, do I get the level 5 bonus from the spell?
Yes, because the level actually counts for your character level, not class level.
That's what I thought. Okay, so I shoot 2 of them.
Okay, the first one misses, the second one hits. So the first one I assume was the closest, right?
Yeah.
So what second one do you hit?
No, I'll just shoot it. I guess 5.
You can
Okay.
aim all of them at the same one if you want.
Yeah, but
He did say he's going to shoot 2 of them.
Oh, okay, sorry.
I meant 2 Eldritch Blasts. But
Oh, okay. In that case, yeah, you can aim the second one at creature 10 then as well, if that's what you want. Okay,
I'll just do that.
that hits then. All right, you hit him for a solid 5 points, but he's still alive. Is that the end of your turn?
Yes.
All right, Pico, you are hanging over the cliff face. They do not currently know you're there, so what are you going to do?
Well, I guess I'm going to go ahead and ready produce flame and fire at the first one that I see pop out.
Okay, fair enough. Excuse me. All right, so you're holding your action, and Ragu. You can see the closest one is almost dead. What are you going to do?
I'm coming to that. Sorry, I'm having a slow down in my roll 20 here. Sorry. Okay. I think it is best to stay at range. I'm just going to go ahead and blast one from distance.
Okay,
And,
which one?
I'm going to go ahead and say creature 6.
Okay, so the guy behind over here. Okay, that's a hit. All right, a solid 8 points of damage. It's almost dead, but not quite. That the end of your turn?
Jeremy, one that I forgot to add. I don't know what's going on with Roll20 today, but add 2 damage to my total for number 10 because I can't add, for whatever reason, a modifier on my character sheet for this bow. So that didn't get accounted for because of my Braces of Archery.
Okay, fair enough. I just added it. It unfortunately is still not
Yep.
enough to kill him, but
All
really
good.
close. Anyway, Ragu,
Yep.
is that the end of your turn?
Yeah, that was a cantrip. That's all I got for this second.
Fair enough. So now creature 10 finally gets to move. Will he die? All right.
Probably.
4. All right, go ahead and do your thing, Pico. Your held action.
Alright. Yeah, let's see. Where is vegetable flame? There it is.
Actually, you're attacking from hiding, which means you have advantage.
Alright.
And that hits. And you finish him off.
Alright, with that meaty roll.
Yep. 1, 2, 3.
That was supposed to be 2d8.
Creature 5 runs right up, but unfortunately he does not. He used all his movement and cannot attack. And creature 6 runs up to Ragu, but also cannot attack. All right, we are now at the beginning of round 2. Oreo, you can see that 2 creatures are now in range of Ragu. What are you going to do?
This
Yep, I'm gonna
day
go
we
ahead
live
and
in
shoot
net.
one.
Which one is that?
The one that's in front of me, which would be number 5, I think.
6 is the one in front of you,
6.
but okay, you
6.
hit.
Sorry.
No problem. And you kill it.
And that's yeah, that's it.
Fair
Staying here.
enough. All right, Devok, there's one creature left that you can see, so what are you going to do?
Shoot it. 1 second.
All right, you hit. All right, another. Is that supposed to be 10 or is it just 5?
Because I rolled it twice.
Okay, so you do 5 points of damage. It definitely hurts it, but it's still alive. Is that the end of your turn?
That's
No, that's
actually
10
10.
total.
Yeah, because he cast Eldritch Blast
Oh, okay.
twice, 2 separate beams,
Fair
and
enough.
then
So,
each beam did 5 points.
okay, noted. All right, so they both hit and doing 10 points of damage. He is now at about 1/10 of his original health, but still alive. Is that the end of your turn, Devok?
Yeah.
All right, Pico. The thing really is almost dead now, so what are you going to do?
All right.
Well, I'm gonna come down from the cliff face,
Okay, go ahead and move yourself.
and I'm going to go ahead and rush over to this thing and try to booming blade it.
Go for it.
Let's see.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, it's still a weapon attack. So I'm gonna roll the weapon attack, but which hits.
It does.
Oh yeah, so it does its regular.
And then he's dead.
Okay. Boom.
And during this process, you've been pelted the entire time. So everybody takes 3 points of damage from getting pelted from these glass shards that have been hitting you throughout the entire combat. And that is the end of the combat.
Is
What's
that
the
everybody
direct
except
type?
Oreo, who stayed underneath the net of whirling crystal?
Actually, did you spend your time there, Oreo, in that glow?
Yeah.
Okay, I guess you're good then. So you did not take 3 points of damage. Everybody else did.
What
Yeah,
damage
cool.
type is it?
Sorry, go ahead.
Just blood.
What damage type
Oh,
are the shards?
bludgeoning.
Okay, then I take no damage.
Okay,
'Cause I got a perk.
cool.
All right. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and check out the cave. Are these cocoons?
They're
definitely
broken
clear?
open. Yes.
Now, are these literally the same cocoons as before? Like they close back up?
Yes. So they're basically new cocoons. And in fact, they are. Yeah. Sorry, they are new cocoons. They are closed, but apparently they, unlike last time, they seem to be too young to actually break open at this point.
Yeah, we're going to gather this all up and destroy them all, being careful not to touch anything that would get us infected.
Okay.
Actually, though, is there any way for you to detect? And let me check here if I've got. I still have medicine as a proficiency for right now to see if there's any kind of poison you can
Poison
collect
or
out of those
disease?
things.
Give
Maybe.
me 10 minutes. I'll go ahead and ritual cast detect poison and disease and see what we find here.
Because I know I collected the bottle of those parasites, but did they have a poison?
It looks like, from what you can tell, it looks like you're not getting much of a reading, at least when they're young. So it looks like this grows as they do.
Fair enough.
All right.
All right. So what do you guys do?
Well, using everything we need to use to clean out and clear out this cave, destroying the young ones that didn't break open, and you know, making sure the bodies of the ones that did break open are all just getting thrown in a pile and burnt.
Fair enough. So you spend the time to clear out the cave. It's a shallow cave, as you can see it on the map. It's basically how
Yep.
deep it is. It's about 6 feet high throughout. It kind of curves in the back, but so some of you who are taller than that are crouching as you're moving around. But the cave, the back of the cave, does seem to be pretty good protection against the current storm.
Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and get the horses and the wagons or the mules and the wagon and everybody else in here as soon as we can get it cleared out, and we're clearing it out as quick as possible, not to get pelted too terribly bad.
Okay. So yeah, everybody. Okay, so everybody makes their way in. So I'm going to have everybody. I would exclude Ire from this, except he's not here anyway. Go ahead and make a Constitution save.
Yeah, I saw that coming.
Con save for.
Well, we'll see.
Wait a second, I shouldn't be on advantage.
That's fine, but you got the 8.
Yeah, oops. Same.
All right, so you guys, kind of all huddle up in the cave, and the smell is absolutely awful. You're having trouble holding down your food,
Whoa,
and
What smell?
whoa. Yeah, that's an
Yeah,
important detail because I would have been using prestidigitation all over the place.
okay.
And we made sure to pull the bodies outside. Yeah, they're not in here with us.
I get that. It's not the bodies. You've removed those, but there's still
And the cocoon.
the living stuff of these creatures. You know, the feces, the everything else from these things that live in here. Okay, so Pico though he is using his prestidigitation, and you're basically having to do that pretty much constantly.
Wait, to get all the stuff out of the cave?
No, to cover up the smell.
Oh, well, that's what we're doing. We're getting the stuff out of the cave. I could go ahead and ritual cast an unseen servant to help get the stuff out of the cave.
Okay, so basically digging it up and everything. That's fine. All right, so you guys clear everything out, and so are you guys gonna take your rest in the cave?
Once the place has been sanitized.
Fair enough.
I mean, mold earth can get a big chunk of the surface layer of rot out, and unseen servant can do the walls and ceiling, and we can really just get all the horrible smell out.
Fair enough. Okay, so you spend the night in the cave, and you can hear the storm.
Oh, I'm also going to use mold earth to go ahead and barricade the entrance to make sure no new Cthulhu Panthers show up to dump cocoons in here.
Fair enough. So yeah, you guys spend your night in the cave. You can hear the glass hitting the rock outside. You can hear some of it, hearing it pelting the ground. Occasionally, some of it shattering. And so you manage to make it through the night. Not the most comfortable night ever, but you definitely survive, and you wake up the next day on the 21st. And as you wake up, oh, go ahead.
Just to be sure on the ration stuff, is it 1 and 1
Yes.
while we're here?
You're in the hills, so that's still 1 and 1.
That would be for this new day, right? Because
Yeah.
we technically came into this. Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Okay. So everybody takes a short rest, and you wake up the next day on the 21st to a nice and hot day. Okay. So do you guys do anything before I take you back to the map?
I think that's it for here. It did stop raining, you said?
It did. It stopped. The weather seems to have cleared up finally. and so your movement goes back to normal.
Okay.
All right. And I have to recenter as usual. Alrighty. All right, so it is the morning of the 21st. You can move 2 hexes now instead of 1. So what do you do?
All right. Well, first step is actually, did anybody want to talk to Crystal before we traveled?
I don't think any of us cared for what this one gave.
Yeah,
I think
I'm
you're
trying
right.
to
We had to do
remember.
the same thing as one of the ones that was in the
Yep.
spire.
Yeah, I can go ahead and get close just to remind us all what the thing is actually asking. But yeah, I'm pretty sure it wasn't something we wanted.
Sure. Let me actually check because it's been a while for me too. Um, sorry, hold on. While I am looking for that, what are you guys going to be doing?
Can I, as we
Trade
start
thought
moving,
for life.
um, okay, um,
That's
as we're
literally what.
moving, can
Oh, go ahead.
as we're
Oops.
moving, can I go ahead and
Sorry about that.
okay, as we're moving, can I go ahead and try and forage for any new plants, berries, stuff that we can
Yeah,
eat?
go ahead and make a foraging roll. All right. You, as you're traveling, you manage to grab 4 of these small, squishy red fruits, and you grab a small yellow fruit that is spiny, but you think might be edible.
Well, I can
Okay,
go ahead and
okay,
check that out for you. I'll go ahead and
sure.
I'll go ahead and spend 10 minutes checking it for poison or disease.
It's neither poison or disease.
All
The
right,
red
just to be
fruits,
safe.
the red fruits are familiar to me though, the ones that I found before,
Yeah,
just to be sure.
yeah.
Okay, just okay. Thank you.
No guarantee the new is any good, but shouldn't kill anybody.
Okay.
I wonder if I asked that somebody's opinion, and I kind of look around and then keep moving.
Alrighty. So as you're traveling, you wind up seeing some creatures ahead. So let me go ahead and move you here. And it is not daytime, so let me fix that. Anyway, as you're traveling, you're going to the north, and up ahead you see some of the panther creatures, and you also notice that there are several of the red hawks that seem to be loitering around um, in the path ahead, and you can see the what you call the Cthulhu panthers, and they seem to be roaming. And it seems like the birds are actually following the panthers for some reason. So, what do you do?
Are the creatures actually like almost in stalkish type of scenario, like they're trying to hunt something, or they're going like what kind of presence do they have at the moment? Are they just
So
walking about?
they do seem to be looking around, and they seem. Your guess is that they are currently out on the hunt,
Okay.
but they don't actually have prey they're stalking at the moment. More like they're looking for prey. At the moment,
How
they have not noticed you yet, but they are being attentive and looking around as they're walking. Go ahead.
how high is these edges here that are on the map?
They're probably about 6 feet. This is probably 6 feet high, and then this is probably another 10 feet above that.
I'm kind of looking at the others, kind of wondering if they're gonna if the plan is to clear these out. 'Cause if so, then I'm gonna start making my way up the side of the cliff face.
I did notice that they are within 20 feet of each other.
So that seems like a yes. I'm gonna start stealthing my way up then.
Okay. See, these cliffs, they're rocky, and so are you trying to be silent while you're trying to do that?
Yep. Yes.
So, actually, they're not very tall, so I won't make you make a climbing check, but I will make you make a stealth check. Okay. They don't seem to notice. What's everybody else doing?
It,
Well,
Pico.
I'm guess.
Okay.
Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say, Pico the Vac, we can just boom this too, be done with it quick, yeah? Or do you not like that the second time in a row?
I don't really mind.
I don't have any issues with it.
All right. I just kind of clap Galen on the shoulder again and just take a one shot and run back away, so I will stop them for you.
Okay, fair enough.
Right here at this spot.
Okay. And let's see, would that cover everybody?
Yes, I just looked.
It looks like it does. Yep, it absolutely does. So, fair enough. So, you cast Fireball. But before we do that, I'm going to have everybody roll initiative, just in case it doesn't kill everybody.
Hold on.
Let's see, we have 1, 2, 3, 4. Looks like everybody rolled. All right, so we're round 1. So I'm going to roll, go ahead and roll 8d6. Oops, wrong button. Group save. Dex.
Not as good.
All right, apply damage. You kill all the Phoenix Hawks, and you hurt all of the other creatures, but do not kill them. So we will, that explosion happens, so that means that those with high initiative get to move. 5, 6, 10. So the first one runs forward. Second one runs forward. All right, Oreo, you can see the birds have been killed, but the Cthulhu Panthers are still alive, and one of them has run up to Devok, and one has run up to Ragu. What are you gonna do?
Yeah, I'm gonna hit the one in front of the not in front of the one next to Devak and Ragu.
Okay, fair enough. You go to shoot, and it bounces out of the way as the arrow lands on the ground next to him.
That's my turn.
And now you know their AC is 15. All right, Ragu, there's a creature that ran right up to you but didn't have enough time to attack. What are you going to do?
I was looking for Char.
I don't know if he's on there, but I can add him.
Okay, yeah, that's what I was saying. It's like I moved around. He's not underneath me or anything. So
There you go.
there he is. All right. He's gonna, since he's already there, he's gonna just fly off my shoulder, flap in that creature's face, and then come up here safely next to Oreo out of the way.
Okay,
And I'm going to swing away.
go for it.
Actually, he does have. Okay, yeah. I'm not going to swing away. I am going to booming blade away.
Go for it. That's a hit.
Okay. And I am now going to roll 1d8. Yes, because I did physically hit with a melee attack.
Yep.
I roll 1d8. And that's a 6. And I hit my features.
So that means if he moves, he takes additional damage.
No. This is something completely different. Superiority die to the attack's damage roll. And if the target is large or smaller, which it is, makes a strength saving throw on a failed save. I push the target 15 feet away. Okay. Um, the booming blade does. Come on. It does 8 slashing and 6 thunder damage automatically, and then it does an additional 6 slashing damage. And now the creature has to roll
it's dead.
a.
It's dead.
Oh,
Don't worry
it's-
about it. It
okay.
failed. It died. And its corpse flew 15 foot or whatever. It's going to happen. That's what happened.
Yeah, that's what was going to happen.
Fair enough.
It was this one here. If you didn't, yeah.
Oh, pushing maneuver. Yeah, the security die to the attack's damage roll. Its target is large or smaller. Oh, if it's large or smaller. Okay. It must make a strength saving throw. On a failed save, it is pushed back 15 feet. So what happens is you do this pushing thing, you're punching him, your magic's happening, and its head flies off and flies 15 feet away.
Oh, that thing popped a little easier than I thought. Hey,
That-
Devak.
Is that the end of your turn?
I'm going to actually move 1, 2, 3 hex here just to get in between the creature and Devak and Ire and Galen.
Fair enough. I'm going to go ahead and delete them because they're hanging back, so don't worry about them.
Yeah.
All right, Pico. One of the creatures has just been slaughtered by Ragu. You saw the head flying, even hiding behind the rock. And, you saw it just flying in the air, the blood coming out behind it. What are you going to do?
I'm going to go ahead and rush forward using feline agility. And I am going to attack creature 6 with booming blade.
Creature 5? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I might read that stuff wrong.
No problem.
All right.
That's a hit.
All right. So that's going to do that, but it's also going to d8, which I will
Okay.
eventually. Oh wow, 5.
So additional 5 or just one more? Okay.
Points total.
Fair enough. So he's less than half health.
And then I'm going to go ahead and run back to my hidey hole.
And you use feline agility to move extra for that? Fair enough. All right, Devak, you can see one of the creatures was just slaughtered, but there are definitely plenty more. What are you going to do?
Feel free to fire away. I was just trying to keep them from getting close to you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oops. Need to click that.
No problem. Okay, your second one hits. Which one is it hitting?
4.
4. Okay, go ahead and roll damage. And that's
4 damage.
not quite enough to take him out, assuming it's 4 damage, but almost. Really close. Is that the end of your turn? All right, so creature 5 runs up to Pico.
Whoa!
Go ahead and roll.
All right.
2d8. Oh, that I feel sorry.
It hurt him,
I feel for you.
but that just made him angrier. Unfortunately,
I could have rolled all that on 1d8.
Unfortunately, he did not have enough time left to attack. Alrighty, and creature 2. I think he has another option. Sorry, everything's a little slow today. Alrighty. Nope, he doesn't really have another option. So, 1, 2, 3. He runs up to Devak. Creature 6. heads up. And creature 4.
Well, we got some movement.
Creature 4 seems to be climbing up on the cliff. It is now the beginning of round 2. Creature 1 is going to attack Ragu.
Yeah.
Creature 1 is going to use... Yeah, so he's going to use his multi-attack. So he gets 3 attacks, 1 bite, and 2 tentacles. And it looks like the bite might hit. Does the bite hit with a 22?
I am going to proc shield. I know I'm burning a spell slot here, but I am going to proc shield.
Fair enough. So that, he bites your shield. All right. Oreo, you notice that creature 4 has started climbing the cliffs, and he seems to be pointed your direction. So what are you going to do?
I'm still gonna focus on the one in front of the Vok, which I think is number 2.
Okay,
So
that's a hit.
that's
And you take him out.
13.
Nice.
And I'm just gonna keep going around the boulder. I know he's coming, but that's about it.
Fair enough. All right, Ragu.
What was that? All right.
Oreo just took out one of the creatures. What are you going to do, Ragu?
All right, Ragu's gonna fly down here, and Char's gonna fly right across creature 6, and circle back over to here. So on creature 6, Ragu is going to attack. All right, advantage on, and yeah, he is going to go ahead and just do a standard attack this time.
Okay,
Well, boom,
that hits, though.
12 slashing.
A large amount of damage, but not enough to take him out.
And his follow-up punch.
You got to hit with your punch first.
Yeah, I do have to do that.
Is that the end of your turn?
It is.
Fair enough. All right, Pico, one of the creatures has run up to you, but you are currently occupied, so we're going to go ahead and do Davok first. So, Davok, what are you going to do?
I'll stab the one in front.
I'm ready.
All right, Pico wants to take his turn, so hold on, Davok. What are you doing, Pico?
Well, I guess Devok can do his. Matt.
You're here. Go ahead and go. It's your turn. Go ahead, Pico.
All right. Well, I'm going to go ahead and booming blade this creature.
The one in front of you. All right.
Yep.
That hits.
All right. Okay, that's a much better attack.
So 7,
10 points
10
total.
points. That is just enough to take him out.
All right.
All right. Is that the end of your turn?
Nope, because now with the since these creatures are distracted, I'm going to go ahead and park right here. And
Nice.
no, actually, take that back. Let's make life easier for Devast, I think.
Okay. All right, Davok. Now you can take your turn.
As Ragu, you can always sidestep over one to regain that advantage.
Yeah, and not only that, he is surrounded technically on the 3 sides. He's got a rock here, you here, and me here. So, I mean, yeah, if I can get over, yeah, either way, yeah.
Anyway, Davok, what are you going to do? If you're talking, we can't hear you. I'm guessing he's having technical issues.
I'll go upstairs and check real quick.
Hello?
Hello?
Hello.
Yeah, it's your turn. So what are you going to do?
I will stab the one over there.
All right, you have advantage because of flanking, so go ahead and roll again. That hits.
Okay, good. 5.
All right, you hit it for 5 points. Solid hit, but he is just barely hanging on with 1 point.
That's the end of my turn,
Fair enough.
unfortunately.
All right, creature. The creature is going to bite you, and in return, he gets his multi attack with 2 tentacles and a bite, and the 21. Is that good enough to hit?
Let me check. I don't quite remember. Yes.
Okay.
So I think my class is wrong, but I'll fix that later.
All right. In that case, you take 3 bludgeoning damage.
0 damage.
All right. And then creature 4 is going to continue moving. And then he stops there because he's out of movement. And we're now at the beginning of round 3. And creature 1 is going to attack Ragu. And again, he is going to do his multi-attack. Okay, so 20, 20, and the 24 obviously hits. Do the 20s hit?
I can burn another shield spell to stop the 20s, but 24 is too high for me to do much.
Even if it were, it's a critical. It's 20, so that's going to hit regardless.
Okay.
Well, 2 out of 3 ain't bad, as they say.
All right, I will burn a second spell slot shield and then take the bite.
Okay, so the bite hits you for only 6 points of damage. Fairly modest roll. However, that is a bite, so that means that you get to make a DC 13 Constitution saving throw.
Okay.
Okay, so you definitely don't feel well, but you feel like the effect is
It's a
fading.
DC.
You
All
made
right,
it.
it's a DC. Yeah,
You
DC
made
13. You'd said.
Yes.
Okay.
So yeah, I mean, you definitely get that kind of momentarily queasy feeling, but it's fading. All right,
Okay.
Oreo, creature 4 has been stalking you. What are you gonna do?
I sigh, I turn around, I go for it, and I hit it with rapier.
Okay, go for it. And it hits. It didn't count on your skill as you kill it and run it through.
Yes.
Is that the end of your
I
turn?
roll my eyes and I go all the way up here and I start preparing my arrow again. That's my turn.
Your eyes get tired from rolling. All right, Ragu. You survived. You got hit, but you survived. The creature between Davok and Pico is really close to death. The one north of you still has some health in him. What are you going to do?
All right. Char's gonna fly down and bug the hell out of number 1 there.
Okay.
And then he's gonna fly back over here to relative safety.
So one is the one to the north of you, just so you know.
Yeah, this one right here.
Fair enough.
And what I'm going to do is kind of break up my movement and attack if we're okay doing that.
Yep, that's fine.
All right, I'm going to take my standard bonus attack, my brass knuckles, and just swing away normal. What is it? Yep, normal. And swing away on number 6.
All right. That hits.
Which hits.
And if you can do at least 1 point, yep, you killed it.
All right. At that point in time, my movement is to sidestep 1 and swing away major attack on creature 1 with
With advantage. Yep.
with his advantage. All right, and this has to be a standard attack.
Although he didn't
17.
actually need char for that particular maneuver. You actually would have been
Oh,
better
yeah.
off throwing it at the 6-1, so you get advantage on that. Then you could have done that move and get it anyway.
Well, you have
You're
advantage, and
absolutely
you
correct.
hit.
Yeah.
So go ahead.
Yeah. Yeah, you're absolutely correct. I screwed up with who I give advantage to there. Come on. Come on. Come on. Oh, there we go.
Okay, 8 points. Is that
8.
right? Yep.
Yes.
Good hit, but he's still alive. About 1/3 of his health.
Yep.
Is that the end of your turn?
That would be it for me.
All right, Pico. There's a creature between you and Ragu, and he is flanked. What are you going to do?
I am going to try to shank the thing with Booming Blade.
That hits. And 9 points of damage. Is that correct?
Because I get to add another 3 to that, so 12 total.
Which makes that enough to take him out. And that will be the end of the combat. And you
All right.
successfully vanquished the enemy with taking only minor injuries. Okay, I'll go ahead. Oh, I guess you guys did your 2 hexes of movement. So are you going? Do you plan on camping here, or do you want to try to find a different place?
I thought this was only the first hex of move.
That's what I thought
yeah.
too.
In that case, let me go ahead and take you back.
But while we're doing that,
Ragu, how are you feeling? It looked like
yeah, that.
Yeah, I got bit, but double checking, I am okay. I'm not infected, right?
That's correct. You did make your save,
Okay,
so
yeah.
you're good.
Okay.
Yep. I
Alright.
did, and I did bring along the other. What was it? 1 dose? Let me check here. I think that's either 1 or 2 doses of that medicine stuff that we had made extra. 1. Yeah. Okay. So we do have 1 emergency dose, and we have herbs to make more.
Alrighty, so you managed to spend the rest of your day traveling without any additional issues. You can see the spire in the distance, but it's too far away to get there tonight. And so I'll go ahead and move you to your camp, this time without being attacked. And let me go ahead and move it. So what do you guys do for that? Do you do anything before you camp out and take your short rest?
Yeah, I'll go ahead and burn my. Oh, go ahead.
I'm going to go ahead and do my usual camp arrangement.
Okay. Go ahead, Regan.
And I was gonna say, if you guys haven't taken your rations for the day, I've got enough berries here for you guys to consume that. And if you guys want to do that, up to you guys.
Okay. Yeah, I don't mind the berries, and I'm doing my second wind.
Okay.
Just 4 plus 3 is 7, which is perfect.
Sounds like you're up to
And
4.
then I'll do my. Yep. And then I'll do my arcane recovery.
All right. Alrighty, so you guys managed to sleep the night without any additional issues. So I'll put you back. And what are you guys going to do from here?
Well, spend half the day traveling to Ye Old Spire.
All right, fair enough. You guys obviously aren't necessarily there, so we're going to go ahead and move you to where you are. And while we're at it, we'll put the right map on there. So you have arrived at the spire, and it looks very similar to what you've seen before. You still see the plant life growing below. You still see the door across the path, which is still open. Well, it's not open, but you can see where you press your
Unlocked.
hand and it's still active. So what are you going to do?
Where should they? Well, I guess we can go ahead and go inside.
All right. Fair enough.
Yep.
Okay. You make make your way back inside. And let me get rid of these two. All right, so what do you do? Oh, and I guess you probably want char. There you
Just
go.
a reminder, the waters here, I know that the effects won't happen again, but was there any other, like the restoring us in HP or anything? Was it this water that was doing that for us, or was there something else?
There was this water here that allowed us to trade stats, which we don't want to do. Or no, crystals allowed us to trade stats, and the water gave us a one-time shot of an extra couple of hit points.
Yeah, it
Right.
doesn't automatically
I know
heal
that's
you
a
just
one-time
by
thing.
drinking it. Yeah.
Right, but I mean, if we drink from it again, do we get any other benefits, or is it regular water for us at this point?
It's just regular water for you at this point.
Okay, that's what I want to remember. Okay, thank you.
No problem.
Well, I do recommend that everyone take this opportunity to
Top off their water.
their water skins.
Yep, that's
Yep.
exactly what I'm doing.
All right.
All right, now
Now we have
so now we have more of the discs, is my understanding. So we should be able to open that
hatch.
hatch there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now wait a second. We have 9 of these discs now. I only have the one that I was personally carrying written down. Dave, did you get the other ones written down, or are they just on the cart?
Because this is where we needed the 4 discs,
Right.
right?
So you found you had one at this point, and then you went to the Automata Cave and you found 2 more. So that would bring up to 3, and then they gave you 6 that the previous expedition had gathered. So you should have a total of 9.
Yeah.
Yes.
Now, were these the green discs, or were they called something
No,
else?
these are the 1 foot wide, 1 inch deep.
Yeah, these are
discs.
the big ones, not the little passcode ones. The little ones are passcode ID badges. These
All right,
big
again,
ones
just
are
having
big
trouble
plates.
finding my description on that, but yeah. Yeah, suffice to say, well, we would have 9 of them if we got 6 from the Nexus Guild, so.
Yeah.
So if Ragu has 1 on his sheet, then I guess Pico, you can put 8 down on your sheet or whatever.
Alrighty. There we go. All right. Now, were there spots on these things to place?
Yeah, there are depressions that are 1 foot wide and a little over 1 inch deep at the top of each of those pedestals.
All right. Well, I'll go ahead and apply 4 of them on there and see what happens.
Okay, you place the 4 discs on there, and once you do so, you see these metal teeth go into place above the disc, securing it in place. And then you see these doors basically slide open into the floor, and you see stairs going downward.
All right.
All right. We'll be ready to head
I'll
on in.
go. I'm already going in.
Yep, let me go ahead and stack everybody, and I will move you. Let's see. Copy. And that would be here, so paste. Alright, actually let me delete you from up here so that's not confusing. Alright, so can everybody see the lower map?
Yes.
Yep.
Alright, so you see, as you come down the stairs, you see a hallway. You see to the south another a closed set of doors that are embedded in the floor with 4 more of those pillars. Each one with a 1 foot wide by 1 inch deep depression. You see several metal doors. You see large double doors from around on the other side of the stairs, and you see the glowing humanoid figures, almost like statues, kind of like the ones you saw up above. And one of the things you're noticing about this place is, unlike most of the locations you've visited in this world, this one is not overgrown or broken down or what have you. It seems to be in surprisingly good condition. So what are you going to do?
Hmm.
Do these
Shall we?
particular statues say anything to us as we get closer to them?
They seem to, as you get closer, they seem to go through a set of motions, and it seems like it crouches down and uh, pushes out both of its hands toward the heavens, and then you see it kind of pop back to standing up, and then it does that again, and it just keeps doing that over and over again.
Hmm. Okay. Well, if that's all it's doing, I'm not gonna be as curious as I will be with the doors, though.
Yep, let's go ahead and look at some of the doors.
How about the double doors over here to the west?
Yep, you see, you see the double doors, and you see some runes on the doors. It seems to say something, but you're not sure what. And you see each uh, door has a handle, and you don't see any locking mechanism. You don't see the normal handprints either. It seems to be manual.
Um, is it okay to ask either Ire or Galen if they had figured out what any of these symbols meant?
They'll tell you that they started learning the structure of the language, but it was very complex, and they aren't able to read it yet.
Okay.
Well, I guess because they're not here, we can't really ask. But I was gonna say, like, they well, but when they come in during next session or something, is there any way they can roll their d8s if any of this is new to them?
Yes.
Okay.
You'll have to remind me, but sure.
Okay.
All right. So what do you do?
Um, Anybody want to check this door to make sure it's not going to explode or something?
I'll check for traps.
Okay. Go ahead and roll your perception.
Sounds so enthused. You'd rather get us
I'll help
trapped.
out.
Oh, wait.
Oh, wait, hold on.
Let me
Help you some more. I'm going to go ahead and cast guidance.
Cool.
So what does your guidance do?
Guidance.
Just add the d4.
Yeah.
Okay. So then that is a 12 then, or is that a 13?
13. 13.
All right.
Because I get
So
advantage on traps.
oh, okay,
Yeah.
fair enough. So yeah, you check for traps, and you're reasonably confident that there's no trap.
All good here?
All right. I'll try opening the door.
Okay. You open the doors, and inside you see pillars, and you see that another one of those figures that seems to be doing those motions over and over again. And behind them, you see a kind of a lit area of the ground, or of the room, and at the other end, you can see a engraving on the wall of a bunch of people kneeling and pointing their hands at what looks like the moon. And at the same time, you see ovals in the background with strange creatures, and you recognize those shapes, and you get the impression that those creatures are the Kylon.
Yay.
So what do you do?
Shall we go for it?
Okay, you go further in the room. You see more of the pools of water, and you see more of those figures. These figures, though, you can see bending over the water and drinking. And one time it does that, it glows brighter briefly. Another time it does that, you see it fall to the ground and make some sort of wavy motion as it falls to the ground, and then it just repeats each time doing one of those things.
Did
Yeah,
the
this is.
wavy or the falling to the ground, did that look like it was suffering or something?
Yeah, and the way it kind of they kind of wave their hands, you got that vague impression that this is what I deserve.
So you drink the water and it judges if you're good or bad or something.
And it just
No?
keeps alternating between the two?
Yes.
I'm pretty sure it's a chance thing. We could
Yeah.
luck out
Would
or we not.
yeah,
I'm
I
gonna
was
wait
gonna
until
say.
I see it doing the drinking and glowing, and then I'll try and drink at that time.
Okay, you do so. Go ahead and roll a d20.
That's what I thought. Yeah.
You as you do so, both of the figures stop whatever it was they were doing, and suddenly they both collapse to the ground, and as does Pico. And
Oh
you
no.
see Pico convulse, and once you wake up, Pico, you've lost 5 hit points from your maximum.
Okay, cool. Jeez.
Great.
Yeah, was that a D20 or was that actually some sort of save and throw?
No, it's just a d20.
Yeah, it's a chance. Yeah.
Are you okay, my friend?
So yeah, he
Apparently
basically
not, right?
has 5 less hit points, and his maximum is also 5 lower.
Oh, so I got to deduct 5 from
Yeah.
both? Well, I feel weaker now. That's an unwelcome memory of a long distant past.
Oh, believe me, that I am understanding. Are these
Well,
two things, have they
They've
gone ahead and
reset.
done the reset?
Yeah, they reset.
Okay. Well, if it makes you feel better, I'll try my luck too. Otherwise,
That's all on you. I'm not going to necessarily recommend it one way or the other.
Devak, Oreo, you two
I
okay?
will also
You
try
can.
my luck.
I couldn't hear that over the sound outside. Devak, go ahead.
I will also try my luck.
Okay, go ahead and roll a d20. Okay, you collapse to the ground, and you see the motion mirrored, and you lose 5 hit points, and your maximum decreases by 5.
Yeah, I do realize it is probably stupid, but I'll wait for it to reset.
It does. All right, Ragu, your hit points increases by 10, and your maximum increases by 10.
What?
And you can see both of the glowing statues glowing brighter. And then it resets.
Very. I am feeling much better here. Let me be helping to carry you too. You can lean on me. Yes, I shall carry us all. I can hear the hatred oozing through the headphones.
Yeah, there's no need to gloat.
I'm sorry, it's what he would have said. I know that wasn't the nicest of things.
I will start checking the doors to see if there's any way to open these up.
All right, you see these also have handles, and they seem to be manual.
I will try and open it then manually.
Fair
I don't
enough.
know if there's anything
You
different.
pull it open, and you see a smaller room. You can see a kind of a pool in the center, and then you see that 3 of the corners have those glowing statues. And you see, it looks like the statues are wading through water. You can see that there's kind of glowing water around them, and they seem to be swimming around in it. Um, and then you can see that sometimes the moon is out and the water is placid, and sometimes the moon is not there, and the water seems to be boiling.
That doesn't sound safe to drink.
Wait, between boiling and what's the other state?
Calm. It's calm or it's boiling.
Oh. What would that interpret to? Interesting. I will keep a note of that, but there's nothing else here that like catches our attention. Nothing shiny out of the things
You
that are on the corners or anything like that.
You look around the corners, you don't see anything. You do see on the walls, there seems to be pictures of these humanoids. They seem to be raising something in their hands with smoke coming out. They seem to be doing some sort of dance. You get the impression that it's some sort of ritual. And in all the pictures, you can see the moon is full and glowing.
Okay. Well, doesn't
I was
seem
going
like
to
something
say, I
I would have to.
realize they're not technically here, but that sounds like something that Galen and Iyer would have on their to-do list. So can we just say that they mark that all down?
Yeah. And Ragu, you can enter the room so you can see what they're seeing.
Yeah, I'm having a problem right now. I'm trying to refresh Roll20. It's all theater of the mind's eye until I get it working.
Fair enough. I went ahead and moved you.
Okay, cool.
Opening the other room.
Yep, that's fair enough. You open it up, and as you open it, you get you notice it's hotter in the inside. You get this kind of blast of hot air, and you notice that the room has more of a reddish tint to it. And as you look at the pictures on the wall, it looks sort of similar, except that the moon is red in every single one, and the statues they seem to be laying down underneath the water.
Just again for the sake of understanding how this is being depicted, the area that's in red in this room is just the color of the tint of the room itself. There's no water on the ground there,
That's
right?
right. That's right.
Okay.
So the water you're seeing with the 'cause remember these are kind of glowing magical statue things. So you're actually seeing a glowing depiction of water, and then the figure being underneath.
I see. Okay. All right. Well, unless you guys feel really adventurous to try any of these pools, I really have no interest.
And they're just showing them laying underwater in the pool?
Yeah.
I'm feeling stupid. I'm going to go ahead and try this one. I'm going to lay in the water.
Okay.
Underneath
You lay
it.
in the water and you immediately sink, and as you do so, you feel yourself restored. Whatever hit points you lost in the other room, and including your maximum, are regained. You feel
Nice.
invigorated, and you're at full health.
Opposite direction.
Vivek, you might want to go ahead and enjoy the bath as well.
I would like to do that.
Okay,
I
same
do
thing. So you lay in there, you sink to the bottom, and your health is restored, and you're at maximum.
All right.
They were
Well,
good. If you and if you feel, you know, lucky,
if you're
maybe you
burdened
can
by
get
those
even
extra
more.
hit points.
Yeah.
I
So,
do not feel it necessary to get in the water.
you sure?
Yes.
Fair enough. All right. So yeah, like I said, to the south, you see four more pedestals that have what looks like they can hold those same discs. And by the way, you are down 4 discs at the moment, so you currently have 5.
All right. Well,
Apply all the
And
remaining
we
two.
remaining
currently
ones
have.
have.
Okay, so
Go ahead.
you put the 4 on there. You can see that the metal teeth kind of hold them in place, and then the stairs open to the floor below. Go ahead, Ragu. You were trying to talk.
I was going to say, wasn't there a couple of more doors here that we had to check on this floor?
We just
I thought
did.
we opened them up already. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Sorry, both of them. Yeah, I don't see the map, so yeah. Sorry.
Okay,
Okay, let's go.
I'm gonna go ahead and stack everybody and move you. Okay, you should all see a new map. You see a fairly large area comparatively. You can see pillars. You can see more of the statues, although these are just standing there. You can see the more another door in the floor and more of those more things that can hold the discs. And Oreo on the other side, you see an area with another pool, but this one has one of those statues kind of right in the middle of it. You see several doors and benches. It looks like kind of like a rest area. And you can see a door with a handprint to the south. This is the first of those you've seen since you've gone below the first floor. And these 3 doors all have handles. And the door next to you, Pico, is a large double door, metal double door, and this one has a handprint rather than a handle. So what do you do?
Is the handprint glowing?
It is.
Orange?
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe we should check out the regular doors first.
I'm opening the door right next to me.
This one over here.
Mm-hmm.
Fair enough. Let me get to it. You open it up, and you see a small room with a statue in the center that seems to be looking around each of the walls. And each of the walls you see different scenes. On one scene, you can see large forests, some sort of large forest. And the next wall, you see the forest, the trees have turned gray, and all the leaves disappeared. It's all become gray, completely gray. And on the north wall, you see some sort of it's hard to make out exactly what it is, but you see a bunch of pillars, you see this glowing sphere, and you see what looks a lot like Kylon. And then next to that, you see where the Kylon were, just ashes.
I'm writing all of this down,
Okay.
taking notes.
And you said the statue in the center is just looking at the walls
Yeah, it's
constantly?
basically looking at one, like the south wall, and then it'll look at the west wall, then it'll look at the north wall, and then it'll reset. It's almost like you get the impression it's telling you, it's kind of showing you which one to look at first, kind of thing.
Okay, that's right. Okay, yeah. So it's telling us the order of things, the order of the story. Got
Yeah.
it. Well, I'm just gonna make a quick run through the room just to see if there's any hidden spots or anything like that that could be missed just by our investigating.
Sure. Go ahead and make your perception check.
I'm gonna be using Dungeon Delver for this, so advantage.
Okay. All right. Yeah, you're investigating the room, and in the back corner, in the shadow of one of the pillars, you find sitting on the ground one of those 1 foot wide by 1 inch thick, deep metal discs.
Awesome.
Okay, I'm writing that down. Okay. Next room.
All right,
Unless
so
anybody wants to check something in particular.
like I said, you got the large metal door, circular metal door to the south that has the handprint, and then you got the
Oh, right.
normal one here. All right, so you can open up here. All right,
Yeah.
you open it up, and you see a metal table and metal chairs with a couple of statues of the glowing statues that seem to be still just standing there. You're getting the
Didn't
impression
realize we could,
that this is just a restroom or maybe even a meeting room.
I was just gonna say, like, I didn't think we were gonna be going to a teleconference room, but okay. Jeez. I'm gonna investigate this room too, just with Dungeon Delver to see if if anybody left their headset here for whatever reason.
Fair enough.
Or
Go ahead.
another disc.
Oh,
You
jeez.
searched thoroughly, and you're searching underneath the table, underneath the chairs, and the statues, but unfortunately you come up empty. But you're convinced there's
Okay.
nothing in this room.
Very good. What are the statues in this room doing?
They're just standing there. They're not actually moving at all.
What are and actually curiosity, what is the actual depiction of these statues? Like, are they humanoid or what
They
is
are
exactly
humanoid. They seem to be wearing robes, but where you'd normally see their hands and their facial features, it's blurred out, almost as if it's trying to hide them.
Just out of curiosity, do these robed figures look like any of the smaller statuettes that we have? Because I found 3 of the smaller statuettes the last time we were here.
Oh yeah,
And I
so
think
they do look similar, and even in those statuettes, the features were very vague.
Okay.
Every
I
depiction you found of these things, of these humanoids, has always done. It seems like did whatever they could to hide the specific features.
I'll go ahead and take the one statuette that looks most like these statues and set it down on the statue to see if anything happens.
You do so, but nothing happens.
Okay. It's worth a shot. I didn't think so. All right. I pick it up and...
Fair enough. But yeah, I mean, it's vague enough that you know they're humanoid, but you don't know. They might be Sudaga, they might be elves, they might be just plain humans, they might be something else. It's vague enough that you can't actually tell.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, you're gonna open this up north. All right. The door swings open, and you see a rest area with benches and a pool with crystal clear water. And the statues in the corners, you see them go through some motion where they'll sip the water and then they'll sit, and they just keep doing that over and over.
That's it? They drink water and they sit
I was
down?
dumb enough to try it the first time. I'll drink water and sit down.
Okay, you drink the water and you sit down. You notice that Pico just kind of sits down and falls to sleep. However, Pico, you are completely healed.
All right.
Yay!
You can hear him snoring. He might not normally snore, but he's snoring now.
Is there
But I'm managing to do it without looking like I'm breathing.
Fair enough. Go ahead.
can
Oreo.
any of the guys that know magic kind of make some sort of maybe, I don't know, analysis whether taking water from this thing would carry on the
I
benefits or not?
suppose.
I know the last time we did it, it didn't work, but just curiosity.
Would that be like an Arcana check or
Yeah, you can make an
actually?
Arcana check.
Okay, I was gonna say, or actually a Artificer's lore type.
Don't think this would be Artificer. I think it's just be plain Arcana.
Okay.
I believe you got a 6 unless you have a reason for your advantage.
No, I don't. I'm clicking on normal now. You're right.
That's fine. So yeah, you don't know.
Unless Devok wants to help me.
I'll help you.
Okay.
All right. So,
Well, in
so
that
yeah.
case, we'll take the 25, and now you guys put your head together, and you're pretty sure that if you take it away from this place, the effect will fade.
Okay. Yeah,
fair
it'll
enough.
be just the water of normal if we remove it. Shall we check in here for any discs or anything? I'd like to look.
Oh, just as a heads up, I noticed the sheet didn't automatically update my passive perception as a result of having observance. I just modified it, so it should show my passive perception's 21 now.
21. Okay. Wow. I should write that
I
down. Well, I'll
will
just put it here.
I will go ahead and do actually Dungeon Delver then on this room, just to see
I
if
will.
there's anything left.
I will
Okay.
help if you don't already have advantage.
No, I get automatic with Dungeon Delver, so all good.
Okay.
Fair enough. Go ahead. All right. You look around and you see a couple of small discs, but they might also be coins. It's hard to tell. And they are perhaps tin or something like that, and they have a square engraved in the center. They're probably
All right.
about an inch in diameter.
All right.
And how
If
many are
Oreo
there
should,
of them?
3 of them.
3 of them. I'm noting them down. I'm putting them in my pack.
if Oreo shows them to me before she puts them away, do I notice that they are the same as those 10 coins I'd found earlier?
Yes.
Okay. And are they different runes, or they all have the same rune on them?
It's the same one. It's just a square.
Okay. Okay. Well, we have 2. I'm thinking we need 2 more, which I'm hoping we can find somewhere around here. So are there any rooms we did not search thoroughly?
So there's a metal
The
door to
2
the
that have
north,
temperance.
and then there's a circular door to the south.
You guys decide.
Circular door, you said?
Yes.
Is it the same as the circular doors with the bridges?
Yes.
I'm thinking this door here might lead us outside. We can go check and maybe unlock the door.
Okay. You press the handprint. It opens up, and you see the bridge going to the south. It does lead outside. Yes.
Okay, yeah. All right, this goes the one going outside. We shall check inside some more.
But as soon as you step away, you notice it closes again.
Okay.
So then we want this one.
Okay. So you press it, and it opens up,
Mm-hmm.
and you see a room with several stone seats. You can see stone seats along either side of the room. You can see pillars, and you see a bunch of the glowing statues. You see a regular door to the right, and in the north area of the room, you see water, sticking out. There's a container with water. That water seems to be rippling on its own. You don't feel any wind, but the water is rippling as if there is. And all the statues seem to be sitting and facing toward the water.
Mm.
Religious ceremony of some sort.
Well, you guys can investigate that. I'm gonna go ahead and investigate the rest of the room and see if there's any more discs or something of that sort.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
I'll take down notes of everything we see here for Ire, because him and Galen do the religious searches.
Okay, you find 2 more of those small discs or coins, but otherwise don't find anything else.
Okay.
I'm gonna go ahead and put Pico in the room so he knows where everybody's at.
Okay.
Somebody woke me up. I'm
Oh, that's right. That's right. He's still sleeping.
Oh no,
Yep.
no! I wake him up before we leave. It's like, come, my
Oh,
friend.
let's see, you ruined it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Pico, go ahead and make a Constitution check or save. Constitution save. You do wake him up. Alrighty. Oh, there you go. All right. So what are you guys doing?
You said there was a door on this side. Is this something manual too that I can just
Yep.
open up? I'm assuming it leads to the other side of the hall, but
You
I'll go ahead
open
and
it
open
up,
it.
and you see what
Oh,
looks
never
like a
mind.
storage area.
Ooh, goodies! I go in there. I
You
start
see a bunch
investigating.
of open containers that are all empty except for one, which has a single disc in it, the 1 foot by 1 inch disc.
Awesome.
Hey, look, another disc. There you go.
Well, with the 2 you have found and the 1 I have, we only need 1 more to get another door open. All right. Excellent.
Though, don't you guys have like 5, or did you guys already use them for this level?
We've used 8 already. 4 for the top level, 4 for the second level, and I only had the 1. And then you found 2 more, so that's 3. If we can find 1 more, then we can use them for the next door.
I thought we had a total of 9. So if
You
8 got
did,
used, that
but you
means there's
used
1 left.
you used 8, and so that was 1 left. Plus you found 2 here, so you have 8 are
Oh,
used
Great.
for some
plus
reason,
3.
I thought that Ragu had found another one somewhere else. Never
No.
mind. Okay. Okay. Then if that's the case, I will spend however much time as possible to investigate the rest of this room to see if there's any chance of any of the other one lying around.
Okay. You guys
And
spend.
I'll
You guys all
go ahead.
spend a long time. You search. You probably spend an hour just making sure you got everything, but you do not find anything else.
So what
What
I
about
missed?
we are 1 disc short of getting this next door open. We can go up 1 level of stairs and do a double search of that area to make sure we did not miss a disc. I think maybe yes.
Okay.
What about down here in this? Oh, yeah, we already searched all of this area thoroughly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
When
no,
you
that
guys
that's
took
that
your
that was the
hour,
intention.
I'm assuming
Yep,
you guys
Okay.
went everywhere. And
Oh,
exactly.
what's over
Yeah.
here or anything?
Oh, that is the door to the outside.
Really? I'm gonna go ahead and go outside.
okay, you go outside,
It'll,
and the door closes behind you.
yeah. I
And
go
what do
ahead
I
and
see
open.
out there?
Sorry, say that again.
What do I see out there?
It's Well, I'll go ahead and move you back up, but it's the I'll just place you up there. There you go. You see, you are on the bridge that leads to the south.
And where does this end go?
It goes. There's a cave in there, and you guys explored it last time. But there's a pool of water in there, of regular water, and otherwise it's a small cave network.
How far up the cliff?
It's You're about 180 feet from the ground, and about 10 feet from the top.
About this time, I'd go over to reopen the door
Oh,
because
I'm
I know
okay.
you cannot enter from the backside or
So
from
this
the outside.
bridge is close to the top.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and
Oh, I'm
climb
sorry.
up.
Sorry. 20 feet from the ground and 180 feet. So it's 20 feet from the top. It's 20 feet to get to the top. I missed a floor.
Well, in that case, how much time would it take me to?
Well, in that case, how much time would it take me to climb up the cliff?
What's your climb speed?
30, I think.
All right. So yeah.
20.
Okay. So yeah, and it would take you extra time because it's
Nope, 30.
because it's all rocky and everything. So, but yeah, less than a minute.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and climb up the cliff.
Okay. You are now on top of the cliff.
I am going to go all the way around. Oh shoot. And then we've got this little thing here, right?
Yeah. You can make the jump, but there's a lot of rocks and everything, so you basically have to make a dex check or acrobatics check
Tumbling. Yeah.
or tumbling.
Is it possible to just kind of walk off to the west and kind of
Oh, not really, because this narrows, but then there's some big rocks off the map. So you basically would have to jump or climb down and climb up or something like that. But it's 200 feet to the ground.
All right. Well, I'm going to go ahead and do a tumbling check to get across.
Okay.
Pico, I have opened the door again, so you can come back through this way. Are you looking for something specific? I say that before because I'm not actually exiting the door. I'm just holding it open.
Okay, you make it across.
Okay, I'm going to move over here and
Same thing. It's a 12, by the way, to get across without slipping. So you do so. So just move yourself.
All right, I'm gonna go inside.
Okay.
all right, I'm going to go inside.
And if it'll save you any time, I'm gonna immediately.
And if it'll save you any time, I'm going to immediately go down to the next level below.
Alrighty. So you go to the next level below. Okay. So you want me to do that? Okay. Let me put you on the next level then.
Yeah, because I'm going to be on the level above them, but below the one we started in.
Okay. Great.
And that's exactly where we were heading, up these stairs again to check the second level.
I'm going to try and take these discs out.
Okay. You take the discs out, and what you guys notice down there is because as soon as you try to take them out, the fingers recede, the door slams shut. The door here slams shut. And Ragu, since you were over here yelling at him, you notice that the handprint on this door goes away. It basically goes dark, and you're unable to open it. Anyway, Pico, you remove the discs.
I cast cantrips into the door to see if I can charging it up.
You cast, but nothing happens.
Crap.
And that also means that if you guys look up the stairs, you'll notice that the door above is closed, and you can't see through it anymore.
Can I yell up there? Put it back in for a second. Maybe we can block the door.
Anyway, Pico, you can hear them yelling. It's muffled, but you can definitely hear it.
All right, well, if I hear them yelling, put them back, I'll put them back.
Okay, the door opens up again.
Right, and then I run back over to here, and the round door, does it light up again?
It does.
Now, as the door opens, how does it open? Does it like slide to the side? Is it like a big stone circle that
It's
rolls
basically
out of the way?
It's basically an iris.
All right, this might take a definite artificers, yeah. Either artificers and tinkerers tools or something, but how do I make this iris stay open? If I have to wedge or finagle or fidget or block or something.
You might be able to wedge something where in between where the doors, where the different panels are. It's pretty tight, but you might be able to get something in there. You might be able to, maybe break the where the hand thing is. That might do something, but you're not sure because you don't know a lot about the way this stuff works.
Okay.
You might be able to just keep it from closing all the way. Sticking something in the middle or something. But again, these are just ideas that you have. Even with all your knowledge, you're not sure if any of them are going to work.
Okay. So, all right, but he put it in. I opened the door. I'm going to have to try something. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and try wedging. Whatever I think the most effective course would be for whatever this mechanism is.
Okay. Go ahead and make a strength check.
Okay, strength. Right. Can I get help? Is this just something I'm doing on my own?
You could get help if somebody wants to.
Hey, Devak, Oreo, one of you want to come give me a hand real quick?
Sure.
Sure.
Thank you.
Whichever does, they can add their they can make a strength check as well, and you can add them together.
I
Okay.
got 0. So, Devak,
Do
you
we
got
want to
any?
I have
do
2.
if you don't want to add them together, you can just give me advantage. Oh well, that works by itself. Holy
Okay.
crap!
So you start wedging it in there, and you think you're making some progress. Then, as you do so, the thing suddenly slams shut. All the doors slam shut. The teeth holding in the discs come open and they pop out. You notice that the statues that are glowing blue all turn red, and you hear a piercing noise um, fill the environment, almost like a wailing noise. So what do you do?
Crap! I was trying to keep it open so we could use the discs that Pico was trying to take back. Um, shit. Run over to where the discs are and go ahead and reposition them to open them again.
Unfortunately, they're upstairs where Pico is.
Oh, those are the only ones that came loose.
Yeah,
Oh, I guess I would have
you
seen
would
that.
have, and you hear the wailing. You see the statues turn red, and all of that.
I'm gonna pick up the discs if they're loose and then try and place them back in place.
Okay, they pop into place, and the wailing stops, and then you hear a loud voice in a language you don't understand. Um, but you get the impression that it's saying first something.
Probably first warning.
I was gonna say, yeah. Galen, Iyer, did you hear any of that?
They indicate that it's telling you that it was the first and final warning.
Oh, first and final. That's even worse. Okay. Yeah, maybe we cannot pull off that trick about reusing the discs there.
I will
I'll leave
go
them in place and
upstairs.
go downstairs.
I will go upstairs and start investigating like I did in this room
Okay,
with
Yeah.
Dungeon Delver.
sure, go
Yep.
for it.
I'll go upstairs too.
Sure. Oh, I was trying to move you. Sorry. And Tavak, are you going upstairs or are you staying?
I'm upstairs.
All right. Anyway, Oreo, you do a sweep of the place. Again, I'm assuming you're taking your time, maybe taking an hour or whatever, looking around, but you do not
Yep.
find any more discs or coins.
All right. Does anybody else, or is that pretty definitive?
It's pretty definitive. She took her time, and I'm assuming everybody else is helping as well. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and there's not a whole lot to this area.
right. Yeah, it'd be harder if it was more complicated or if it was dirtier or what have you. But it is pretty clean, and there's a very small chance that Oreo missed anything.
So we need to find at least one more disc to get at least one more of these doors open.
And
Anywhere
it
else
does
to?
occur to you, Ragu, that you have found discs off-site before, such as in the Automata Cave.
Which, in fact, we need to go back to.
Yes. What about the cave you went to on the bridge? You said there was something in there, or no?
I didn't look in the cave. I climbed the cliff face. I was just trying to get around so I could come down and basically go back up, collecting the discs as I went. And I was going to bring them around that south entrance, but it sounds like that's probably not going to work.
And as far as the cave goes, he asked what was there, but you guys had already explored that before.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was going to say, is it
Maybe
someplace
just
that
link
we
up to
can?
other-
There was
Yeah.
water in there, so that you guys, like before, you guys filled up your water supplies here.
Okay.
That would still be viable.
Oh, well, I didn't know if, like, at the bottom of the pool, underneath the sediment or something, there might be a disc.
I don't think you
Maybe we can
guys.
check that stuff, although that seems kind of random. We probably would have found it the first time around.
Okay.
Yep. So far, you found them in structures. You haven't found them out in the middle of the desert, but that's probably a good thing since that would probably be really hard to find.
Yeah.
Alrighty. So you guys are still on the. From what you've been able to tell, based on the size of these floors and the size of the pyramid structure, you're guessing that right now you are on the ninth floor. The top where you entered was the 10th floor, and the floor that led outside was the 8th floor, most likely.
Okay.
And you also notice that the floors are getting wider or bigger as you go down, although judging from the pyramid shape, that's not surprising.
Okay, well, if we are reasonably confident that we are not finding anything else in here, then we can camp for the night in relative safety before we goes, or just goes. How does everybody feel?
Well, you guys traveled one hex, but you guys did spend a couple hours in here. But I would say if you push a little bit, you can probably travel one more hex.
Yeah, I mean, given that it's a long journey, we probably don't want to get into the habit of deliberately reducing the amount of travel time we get.
Yes, good,
So I think we should go ahead and travel the other half of the day.
Okay.
good idea. Yes.
We'll take you back to the map then.
Anything else? Anybody? Any ideas that maybe I
Make sure to get
thought of?
all nice and hydrated here.
Yep.
Yep. Everybody had their fill of water, and I'm assuming everybody refilled all their water. So make sure to mark that if you
Yep.
haven't already. And you are back on the world map. So what are you gonna do?
Well, the next step would be to, start heading towards the Automata Cave.
All right. So you head to the north, and you're about, you're getting fairly close. And as night falls, you can see you actually find one of your previous camping spots. And so you're gonna do anything before you camp out for the night?
I would like
Actually,
to
we
forage.
shouldn't have found a camping spot here because I think last time we would have gone from the spire directly to the cave.
Oh, fair enough. Okay, well, scratch that. But you do find a camping spot. Go ahead, Oreo. What were you saying?
Can I forage?
Okay, go ahead. All right, you find two of those small fruits and one of the spiny fruits.
I was gonna say I don't really have foraging, but I can help her with botany if that would give her any better chances.
This is more like knowing where to look rather than knowing what the plants are. Although your botany can come in handy if
Okay.
she's not sure if something is edible or not.
Okay.
Cool. So you guys are camping out, I assume. As you doing anything before you camp out?
Now that thing about the edible, I mean, I can check the food to make sure it's not dangerous.
Right, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's good for you or is nutritious. It just means it's not going to poison you.
Or disease
Right.
you, but yeah.
Where the botany would probably give you a better idea of whether it's actually nutritious.
Although just knowing that it's safe to try is a help in that regard.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like it's not gonna poison you, but packing peanuts aren't gonna give you any healthy calories either.
Well,
Yep.
but okay, so that okay, never mind.
Go ahead.
Because then what's the point? Never mind. Never mind. Just keep going.
No, what were you going to say?
No. It's all good. It's all good. Keep
Okay.
going.
Fair enough. All right, so you guys camp, and I should update the time. Hold on, let me do so. So it is now the 22nd. It is a hot and sunny day. This storm is still gone, fortunately. So what are you going to do?
I'll do the usual bunker us down sort of thing. And, well, let's see. And I find out what the day of the week is called for tomorrow. Nibbin Day.
Cool. All right, so you
Sounds
wake up the
festive.
next day.
I see you updated it to Barisha Day, which as far as I understand, would have been before.
Oh, did I miss updating it a day? Okay, fair enough. So I'll move it to the 23rd then.
Because let me make sure. So I've got the day we left. Day 66, we would have started from the Cthulhu Panther Cave. Um, and
Then you spent the night. Yeah, so it is 23rd. You're right. Fair enough. I just didn't click it once. See, one time I don't do it, and there you go. Anyway, so you guys wake up. So what are you gonna do?
let's see. Well, we will go ahead and travel for half the day to the Automata Cave.
Fair enough. Let me go ahead and move you over. Okay. Everybody should see the map now. And you are now at the Automata Cave. So what are you going to do?
I guess
Okay.
we'll go ahead and step inside, although first take a look and verify I don't see any new activity.
Okay,
Yeah.
you look around, and you definitely do not see anything fresh, at least based on your passive perception. If you want to try an active check, you can do so.
Well, if my passive failed, my active ain't finding squat. I'll try anyway.
Fair enough.
Oh, actually, my perception's not that bad, but
Okay, yeah, you look around, and yeah, you're not seeing any evidence of recent activity.
alrighty. Well, in that case, I guess I'll go ahead and step inside.
Okay.
Let's see. I'm trying to remember. What's the elevator over here?
Yep. So you see it's still active. So do you just want to head down?
Sure. I'll wait for everybody to get in here.
I was going to stack everybody real quick then,
Alrighty.
and that way I can just move everybody at once. There you go. Everybody should see the map now. Is everybody okay?
Yep.
All right. Anyway, so yeah, you come back down, and you can see that the handprint from the door to the south is still dark, and you can see the doors you've already opened still lit, including the large crystal in the room beyond, which is still dim.
Okay, help jog my memory. What did we have in here? Because I knew there was some things we came back for.
Didn't we need to do a third level spell thing in order to?
Yes, get something open. Yeah, and did we deactivate these security things?
I think we did. Because didn't I just keep casting illusions in
What
there?
you did is you
Yes.
wore out the power until there was no more power left. So the power is still gone. But you
Okay.
also know that if you ever get the power back, they're going to come back.
Looks like my dark vision's not working.
All right, sit still for a second. Let me legacy lighting. Oh yeah, I don't know why, but it turned off. So let me fix it. Can you see now?
Do you want to
Yep.
check mine too? Because apparently I can only see what Devat can see.
That's weird. Yeah, I don't know what happened. They must have been doing some sort of update that ruined all the lighting. All right, can you see now?
Yes.
All right. Now it doesn't look like. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, no, go ahead.
All right. Yeah, this was. I don't see any obvious exits out of this one. So, oh, was it this room to the south that was?
Yeah, the room to the south you couldn't get through. And there were also three doors in this
Hmm.
room that you couldn't get through: north, south, and west.
All right. All right, and let's see. Looking at, do we need? I wonder if we're going to need to close this door or find some way to barricade it so we don't have any nasty surprises by those
From
traps.
what you remember, they only did anything when you actually went into that room.
Uh,
And we had got the gold and the silver rod out of those two things over there already. So
Yes. So right now, for example, if you activated everything and Devok was still in that room, they would probably fire. But Devok left, so he's good now.
so we're going to have to blast this with a third level spell.
You have one charge left on your wand of fireballs, but then that'll be empty until you take a long rest, plus whatever third level spells you guys have access to. What you understand is upcasting to third level also works as long as it takes a third level spell slot.
Well,
And obviously, you're pretty sure, based on other behaviors, that the more level 3 magic you cast at it, the longer it will stay up.
all right. Well, for what it's worth about the wand, while it definitely proved itself to be useful earlier this week, it's probably going to be a while before we can recharge it, and I'm not sure we're gonna. Well, actually, that's not the point. I'm not sure that we're going to get another good opportunity to blast enough stuff to really truly benefit from its area of effect capability. So, given the potential versatility of our own third level spell slots, I'm wondering if we might be better off using the wand to charge this up, at least to start with. Because the wand will recharge after some point, and we just know we're missing out on one fireball.
okay,
Any thoughts, agreements, disagreements?
that sounds good to me.
Sounds good.
All right. Well, in that case, I guess maybe we should choose a door. Maybe start with the south one.
Does
Okay.
that mean you're firing the thing at the crystal, or what does that mean?
Now, when we fire the thing at the crystal, it will reactivate the security things up there, but we've already investigated that room to its fullest, correct?
Yes. In fact, we went back in there. There's just the traps. It looked like there's like a couple of chests or something at the top, but I think we checked those out before.
Yes, we got the two gut rods, the gold rod and the silver rod from them. I have those. So, when we do put the spell in there, it will activate these three doors and the handprint for this door out here, correct? Just to make sure
Yeah,
we
well,
all understand what's going to happen.
that's what we believe. So, given that we don't know what'll happen in this room, it's probably a good idea to pick a door that to go through immediately, just in case being in this room is uncomfortable for some reason.
Okay, so we should all be close to the same room.
Yeah, I was originally thinking the south door, but I guess we could always do something different.
Yeah. South was fine. We have,
Okay.
the door is a door. Oreo, are you going to be running in with us?
Just move me. I can't do anything right now. Just move me.
Okay.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Yeah. It's internet issue. All right.
Yeah.
All right. You fire your wand at the crystal, which glows brightly, although you see it slowly dimming. Based off of the pillars, you probably think you have a similar amount of time, so somewhere between 1 and 2 hours. And the handprints in the doors light up. So you can open the door?
All right.
Voom.
Fair enough. You open the door, And then to the south, you see a room filled with the pads. It's very similar to what you saw above, with the where the automata, the regular automata were. You see a bunch of mechanical parts ruined. You see what looked like almost like some sort of maybe control area, also ruined, and some strange tall a framework with arms sticking out everywhere, um, and it it looks like it is quite tall, probably about between 10 and 12 feet tall, so a fairly massive structure.
Hmm. Well, I guess we can check all the piles of rubble, well, rubble, whatever.
Okay. All right, yeah,
Um,
you check around, and Pico, with your passive perception, you immediately notice um, some tin-colored objects in the bottom of this one, which turn out to be five more of those coins. Oreo, what were you saying?
nope, nothing. If he's already if his yeah, let him find everything. It's all good.
Oh,
All right, Ragu, weren't you collecting these things?
Yes, I
Was
have a
that
bunch, and Oreo has a few. I was gonna say, if we're checking through these trash piles, I'm wondering if any of them have those explosive canisters.
well, Pico noticed the coins. You can make a perception check, as can Oreo and Devok, if you're going to search for different piles.
Okay, yeah, I
okay?
think we can all search through different piles. Or
All right, well, Oreo, here's 5 of these tin objects if you'd like them.
All right, Oreo, you're searching through yours, and you find one of those fire cylinders. Ragu, you find one of those small coins, and Devok, you don't find anything.
Wait, you said a fire cylinder?
Yes,
yeah, the things I've been looking for.
Oh, then I'll give it over to Rogu.
Are you sure? No, you want to keep one? They're fun. I can take it
Uh,
if you don't mind. It
just
don't matter.
take
I'll
it.
hit myself with guidance and try doing a search. Let me
use.
roll it
Oh, sure, go ahead.
in case. Okay, it's 20.
All right, you search, and you're absolutely 100% positive there's nothing useful in that pile.
All right, I guess I'll try this one.
All right, you search through, and you find another one of those fire cylinders. You see it. You just notice it at the bottom there because of your passive perception.
All
You can still make an active roll to search through it in case you missed anything, which you did
right.
not.
Oh, okay. Um, let's see. Actually, let me check. I'll see if there's any little openings or
You look at it,
things.
and the one thing you notice is that it's broken in a way that leads you to believe that it was intentional. It looks like somebody smashed it with something, and you get a long time ago probably. But yeah, you get the intent. You get the distinct impression that it was on purpose.
Oh. Oops. All right. But otherwise, nothing interesting.
No, yeah, it looks like um, not much. You can't make anything out, and the bits are there. They look like they've been ripped and torn and cut.
Alrighty. Well, I'm sure it's not going to be any surprise to anybody that this thing was smashed on purpose.
All right, have
And
we checked
looking
all the trash?
around and noticing the rubble, now that you notice that that thing was smashed on purpose, you're getting the impression that so was the other things in this room. So somebody came through here destroying things, although probably something a long time ago.
Did we check every pile in every corner of the room and every power supply and everything to see if we find any more of those discs?
I don't think so. I'm checking the top two right now, which
Okay.
I don't think I'm gonna have whole luck on this one.
Yeah, Devok
13.
already looked, and then you check his work, and you also don't find anything.
Okay,
You check this
Yep.
too.
I was gonna say I can check down below any piles that we missed or anything, and Oreo can do her dungeon delving on a whole chunk at a time.
Sure. Go ahead. All right. Yeah, you look through, and you don't see anything in that pile. And Oreo, you do a scan of the room, and you don't notice any discs or anything like that.
All right, go roll another D4 because I was gonna go ahead and help you with that.
Oh, cool.
Okay. Same.
15.
Yeah, same.
Okay.
You feel a little more sure, though.
Okay.
Oreo, do you feel confident with your results?
I'm good.
Well, we gotta go check the door to the east
Okay.
Do it.
or the north for people who like their cardinal opposites.
Okay. So you're gonna do the one down here. All right. You open it up, and you see a hallway, and you see large doors to the south, and you see a door to the east, and you can just make it out, but a door to the northeast. And all these doors do have handprints. They are all glowing.
Northeast. Okay. Guess we can go ahead and try. You said there's a door. Okay, I see two. All one right below us.
Yes.
Let's try that first.
Fair enough. You open the door to the south. If I can click on it. And you see a large room. And the first thing you notice, because it's hard not to, is several giant automata. They're all, somewhere between 10 and 12 feet tall, and you can see that they seem to have some sort of weapons, and they have cylinders that look a lot like those cylinders that shot beams of energy before at the crater. And on the sides of the room, you see alcoves with those large 10 to 12 foot frames with all the arms and everything. You see more control panels and more objects that have obviously been smashed and broken.
Wow, it's like an army of half giant golems.
Yes.
Feeling jealous, Ragu?
I would be if they would actually have a soul and move. But these ones do not. Shall we investigate?
Let's be careful because we seem to have a bad habit of getting things angry at us.
I'll try and be careful.
Alrighty.
And it looks like there's more rubble piles,
There
or
are.
debris piles.
Although you, as you're looking, Pico, you notice that there's certain kinds of metal that are missing. That basically certain bits that were in the other piles that aren't here. So it looks like somebody, at least at one point, has gone through these. And likewise, you notice that somebody has gone through and smashed these objects as well, and was very violent about it, as well as other machines. The only thing left unsmashed are the large automata.
Geez, Ire, how did you end up so short?
He shrugs.
What would happen if we were to take the head off of one of these and put his head on it? Is it modular?
I think it would probably work about as well as it were if we tried that with one of our own heads.
Yeah, not so well. These things here, there were some in the other room there that were not smashed, correct?
The ones you found not smashed were the ones in the floor above.
Are any of these
Are
bays
these
in
I'm
bays
not
in
saying.
serviceable?
Sorry, say that one more time.
I was gonna say, are
I was
any
going
of
to
these
say, are any
bays
of
in
these
serviceable
bays in
condition?
serviceable condition?
Mm, it looks like this one is least broken.
Do you want to try repairing that now or not the time?
We probably should
We
explore
probably should
more
explore
thoroughly
more
first.
thoroughly first.
Besides,
Besides, I
Yeah.
think we're.
wait a minute.
Wait a minute.
Mm,
I look over
I
at the
look over at the
Jeremy,
automata.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, go ahead.
no, go ahead. It's all good.
Oh.
Um,
Um,
these guys
these
are
guys are
really
really
wide, right?
wide, right?
Right.
So I'm looking
So
at
I'm
this
looking at
double
this double
door
door
and
and
wondering
wondering how
how
the
the
heck
heck
do
do
they
they
get
get
out
out
of
of here? I look
here?
up at the
I look up
ceiling.
at the ceiling.
You see large panels in the ceiling. Um, it's where you can basically see large seams, and they basically cover they almost look like large doors, and they cover most of this room.
Ah,
Hmm.
so they have extra access to get in and out.
But that would have
But that would have
been.
been. I
I
guess
guess
we'd
we'd
have
have to
to
check
check
that
that
out
out
spatially.
spatially.
Would that have been at ground
That
level,
at
or would the
ground level,
cliffs
or
or
would
the
the
mountain
cliffs
be
or the
covering
mountain
it?
be covering it?
You think that at least right now the mountain's probably covering it.
Hmm.
Jeremy, so when we first came into this area, uh, did this entire spot look pristine clean, or did it look like it was? Because you're saying that somebody deliberately came in to kind of break things apart. Is there any signs of dust or anything that would kind of leave anything behind from who was the last person that was in here?
There's definitely dust and stuff, but the impression you're getting is that this smashing happened long enough ago that you're not seeing any evidence of who or what it was.
Okay.
It's definitely not recent. Certainly not. You're pretty positive it's not expeditions from your world that did it,
Okay.
which would make sense because as far as you can tell, you guys are the first ones down here from from your world.
I think maybe we want to start searching all these little piles and stuff, see if we can hopefully find one more disc
Okay,
and see how
well,
we're doing.
if you guys are gonna take, you guys take your time. You spend like an hour doing it. I'm just gonna assume you're searching thoroughly through them for the discs, um, to save some time.
I do have,
Go ahead.
yeah, I do have another. I do have one more suggestion just in case it's gonna bite us.
Okay.
Um, Galen and Ire aren't doing anything. They can just be casting cantrips into the crystal in order to make sure that the doors don't close on us and we don't run out of time without warning.
That's fair. Although from what you were able to gather last time, to extend it, you would need more third level spells. They
Oh
can
yeah, that was
cast
to
it,
extend
but
it
the
for.
amount of time is fairly small that they're adding. So they might add. They might be able to add a minute or so, but that's about it.
Oh, okay. Oh,
Wait, so
it
you're
was
Wait,
a thought.
telling
you're
me
telling
that I
me
can't
that I
charge a
can't charge a
Tesla with
Tesla
a
with
double
a
A
double
battery?
A battery?
Yes, that's exactly what I'm telling you.
Damn it.
You're funny.
So yeah,
Worth a
they
try.
could certainly be doing that, but it's not going to do you much good.
Okay. Well, I thought it might help. If not, then never mind.
And yeah, that does bring me to a point because yeah, you guys searched the room and you could probably see the light coming in from the crystal, and you notice that it is about 1/3 of the brightness. And so far, you've been at
Okay.
this for about an hour. So that tells you got about half an hour left.
All right, well,
All
we'll take a
right,
quick
take a
peek in
quick
the other
peek
two
in the other two
rooms or
rooms or
doors.
doors.
Okay. Okay.
Oh,
Oh,
actually,
actually, since you were mentioning the whole something to do, maybe we should station at least one person capable of a third level spell in that room, specifically to recharge. We overextend our time in here.
Okay.
Of course, the question
And
is, well, Galen, I guess, would have third level slots, right?
yeah, Galen. I do not believe Ire has them because he's a paladin. He doesn't
Yeah,
get
he
third
won't
level
have them.
spots as fast. But Galen should have them, and you should. I do not yet have them.
Yeah, he hasn't leveled up, but he is a sorcerer. So if somebody could tell me how many level 3 slots a sorcerer would have at level 5.
Uh, I want to say three third level
Yeah,
slots.
that's how many I have.
Okay, so he'd probably have 3 slots, and we'll just assume he has a spell he can upcast or whatever. All right. So Galen.
Oh, sorry,
He
2.
should.
Oh, 2. Okay, fair enough. So if you guys just tell me if you want him to do that, and I'll just write my notes that he has 1 less spell slot if that happens. All right. Anyway, Pico, you find yourself in a room with a bunch of metal debris as usual. But what's different is you see those strange metal beds, but 2 of them are closed, and you can see a humanoid figure on the other side, and you can see that they're lit up and glowing.
Hello, who do we have here? How clearly can I see the humanoid inside?
It's pretty frosty, so not very. It's kind of like the picture. You know, you can kind of see about that clear. Um, but it's definitely a humanoid head.
Well, hey everybody. It looks like we have found some of our mystery humanoids, although it looks like there's still a mystery at the moment. As tempting as it is to open one of these things, I'm not sure that that's healthy for the individual or necessarily for us.
Yes, that's a good assertion.
Looking at the metal beds, is there anything particularly noteworthy on
They
them?
do seem to have some sort of glowing rectangle, and you can see smaller rectangles on there, and you see what looks like a line, but the line is completely straight. And there's one of the rectangles is flashing red, but you're not sure what that means.
Can I have either Ire or Galen help me do a artificer's check to see if I can? Because the one thing I do realize is that red probably is not good. Other than that, I don't know.
Right.
So
Yeah.
Well, allow me to offer you some guidance.
yes.
Sure. Go ahead.
Okay. With Ire or Galen
Yeah,
helping, would
you
there
have
be
advantage. Yeah.
All right. And
So it's a 19. So with a 19, you think that the red flashing thing is some sort of error, and with your reasonable intellect and your high roll, you think back to when you drained all power from the place. And you think whatever you think uh, you're pretty sure that that is going to be related to the red blinking light.
Okay, but it has power now.
It does.
Is there any way to?
The other one looks the same, yeah.
Is there any way to stabilize and fix, or is the error a critical error?
That you don't know. However, there is a one of the rectangles that's blue that's blinking, and you're pretty sure, or at least you have some inkling, that that might open it up.
I know this is what you just said about not doing, but
Let's try it.
I'm pretty sure the flat beepy line is no good, and I pushed the button.
You press it, and the glass area slides open. It opens like a hinge, and inside you see something that looks a lot like the shadow kind. And this one, the smell that comes out when you open it is powerful and smells of rot. And it feels very cold inside. And you can see that the skin has started to rot.
Ew, yeah, it's a little late for this one. Maybe I should be pushing the boob button again.
Do we see anything inside of note other than just the body?
The body
Probably.
is completely nude. And you see,
I'm sorry,
I said the body is
you
completely nude, naked. And you see some sort of bluish cushioning, and you can see frost in there, and it feels very, very cold, but you don't see anything else in there.
okay. This one is not good.
All right, let's seal it up. We'll check the other one, although probably the same
You
results.
do so, and you do get the same result.
Okay.
The first one was male. The second one looks like it's probably female, but otherwise same result.
All right. Checking these trash piles in here really quick to make sure we do not find another disc.
Okay, yeah, you guys can go ahead and check them. Oreo, you can make your dungeon delver. Okay, so yeah, you're looking through, and you take. So you guys figure you probably have about half an hour left. So are you guys going to try to do an exhaustive thing, or you just want to do your normal quicker check?
I think just a quick check for now will do.
Okay, so
Yeah,
whoever
we've
wants
still
to
got a
check a
room or two to
pile,
check
just
here.
make a perception check then.
All right.
Guess I'll go ahead and do that since mine's reasonably high.
Yeah, I rolled a 10. I didn't do very well.
Okay, fair enough.
Oh, okay. I guess I don't need any guidance.
All right, Pico, you find something that looks like one of those fire cylinders, but it's got a different symbol on the front. It looks like a lightning bolt.
You kept that first cylinder you found, didn't you? Or did you hand it to me?
Yeah, I got 2 in my inventory now.
Okay.
All right. I assume it weighs the same as the
Yeah.
other.
Yep.
Okay. Just write that down as a lightning cylinder. And weight 1. All right. Carried. All right. And I should probably not have that equipped. All right, there we go. All right, and then I guess I'll check this trash pile next.
Yep, that's fine. And Oreo, yeah, you don't find anything in that one.
That's a 15.
You still don't find anything, but you're pretty sure it's because there's nothing to find. And Oreo, what are you doing? You can open the other door if you want. Okay, you check through the hallway. It's fairly empty. Okay, you open the door, and you see another room. But this time, when you're looking at the metal beds, they are all empty. And this room seems especially trashed. It seems like somebody went through and actually damaged these units as well.
I will mainly make my priority to see if I can find any more additional discs. So I'm gonna take my time to do Dungeon Delver.
Okay, go for it. Okay, you're positive there's no discs in here.
Okay.
Was there anything left to search in this other room that I'm in?
I'm pretty sure you guys searched everything already. Excuse me.
Alrighty. Well, I guess if Oreo's dealt with that, shall we go check the north?
Yeah.
All right.
I take a quick peek at the crystal glowing as we go, just as we're walking
Yeah, you're
past.
down to probably about 10 minutes.
Okay, yep. Let's hurry, fellas.
All right.
Uh,
You go to the north door and you find two more of the glowing units. Um, two that are empty. I'll help you out there. This room looks in much better shape than the other ones. You don't see any intentional damage. However, looking at the glowing rectangles, you see the same blinking red light, the same flat line, and the same blinking blue light to open it. And it looks very similar to the other ones.
I'm thinking these
I'll leave
ones
that
did not.
alone.
Yeah.
And this room being in such pristine shape, you look around and it's easy, even with your passive perceptions, to see there's nothing in here. This is a very clean room.
Okay.
Which leads you to believe that these figures probably were important at one point.
Ooh. Well, starting to possibly feel guilty about that.
Well, there's no way we could have known.
True enough.
Is there any way to?
Although,
Although,
what's the, well, what were the rules on the resurrection stuff again?
Well, they would have to be connected to the weave. They would have to have they'd have about a 50% chance of working, and there's a limit on how long the body could be dead. And I'm pretty sure you guys have already long exceeded that limit, because I think it wasn't very long. It was like a week. But a good idea.
Right.
and it's obviously been way more than a week. I take it.
It has, because you guys did your long rest, and that was a week, and that's not counting any other time. So obviously, it's been more than a week.
Okay. Well, yeah. No, what I mean
Actually,
is,
see a time limit on the resurrection. There is, of course, the con save DC.
I think the spell they have access to is it's not True Resurrection. It's the other one.
Oh, like
Raised
Raised
Dead.
Dead?
Yeah,
Okay,
I think that's what
that
it
would.
is. Do do do. 10 days, but I think
That's way past,
yeah.
yeah.
So I was slightly
Yeah,
wrong,
and-
but same idea.
yeah, the part I was getting at is they didn't die instantly. Were they able to hang on for like a month in cold storage before the power finally gave out completely, or did they wind up dying the minute that the power was gone?
You get the impression that based on the rot and probably how long they've been in there, it probably went pretty quick.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, if they were in cryostasis, and probably once the thing stopped actively keeping them chilled, they probably would have started thawing out within hours, maybe days at most.
Okay. So yeah, it's been quite a long time. All right. So we have this one door down here yet.
Right?
Okay, we can
Okay.
pop that open.
Sure.
And as it opens, I'm going to look real quick to see if I could just put my crowbar or something in there, just in case we run out of time.
Okay.
Ooh, I think I see more automata.
You do so. And you look down and you see several more of the large automata. You also see more of the domes with the cylinders sticking out, which are currently pointing in your direction but not shooting. And at the very end, you see a collection of three of them. And you see several piles of debris and some sort of machine control panel, perhaps, but it's obviously broken and smashed.
Okay. We've only got around 10 minutes or less of the
Yeah, no, you
crystal
don't want to go
glowing.
in there, Oreo. Get out, get out, get
No,
out, get
get out,
out.
get out, get out, get out.
Oreo, did you mean to do that first off? Because I know you have an internet connection
Yeah,
issues.
no, I didn't mean to do that. Sorry.
Okay, that's fine. If
Okay.
you didn't mean to do that, we're all good. If you were, I was going to ask somebody to
No.
make dex checks or something.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
sorry.
Okay, no problem.
yeah, yeah. I'm gonna try and go ahead and block this door open, so when the power runs out and the security power laser shooter things turn off, then we can safely go in. Before that, we'll get blasted.
Well, some of these chests or whatever in this room look pretty big. We could try using those.
Okay,
Oh yeah, that'll work.
Yeah, I'll just grab one of those and slide it long way in so that it's halfway sticking through the door.
fair enough. And then you're going to wait
Make
for the
yeah,
power
make
to
sure.
go out.
Yeah,
All right,
it should go out in just another couple minutes.
the power goes out. And all those other doors close. I'm not going to bother putting the things in for now. And this one tries to close as well and hits the crate, and then stops. And the power is now gone, and it is partially open.
Okay, leave us explore.
All right. So, yep, you enter and you see the automata along either side, and they seem to be inside those large frames. And you see the arms that were sticking out of those frames actually attach the automata. You can see one of them where it has a piece that's kind of partially off, and another where it seemed to be holding two pieces together. And so you get the impression that this is some sort of repair mechanism.
Okay.
Oreo, you go and you're searching, so go ahead and do your thing.
I will go ahead and provide guidance.
All right. Go ahead and roll your guidance then. All right, so that looks like a 21. So you search through. You find one more of those fire cylinders, except with a lightning bolt. You find 5 of those coins. You find a small statue that looks a lot like the humanoid figures with the blurred features, but you do not find any discs.
Okay.
And at this point in time, the crystal has gone dark. In fact, I'm going to delete the light. Just move it. There we go. And the light has gone out. So what do you do?
Well, if everything's been searched, you did mention that control panel, but I'm assuming it was smashed up as well.
Yes. And like the others, it looks deliberate.
I don't suppose there's any way to artifice or like look into not necessarily fully repairing it, but kind of sort of put it back together, maybe get an idea of why it was so important and what it did and why it was smashed.
Yeah, I think we've got that idea already. I mean, this seems like it would probably have been used to control the maybe the repair and operation of these automata.
Yeah.
And
Because the other room had several of these little frameworks as well, so they probably could do repair and whatever on those as well.
And one thing you also notice, Pico, is the same giant doors in the ceiling.
Yep. It'll be interesting to maybe explore up on top and see if we can get some idea how they get them out, since it seems like they must go up, because they definitely aren't going through these doors.
Yeah.
In fact, that panel
Jeremy?
might have been how they got them up there.
Go ahead, Oreo.
Jeremy, what's the weight? What's the weight of the cylinder? The one that had the
1 pound
lightning on
or
it.
kilo or stone or whatever. It's a 1 unit.
Yeah, it's 1 pound.
Okay.
Yeah, not worth very much in England.
We don't use stones here, although there are RPG systems that do.
Oh, we use plenty of stones, just not for weight. Except when we do. You never know when you gotta keep a pressure sensor.
Yep.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Okay.
So what do you do next? Like I said, the place is dark.
At this point, I think we pretty much explored everything we can.
Was
Do
there
you?
any was there any place that those metal gold and silver rods might have been of use?
You didn't see anything like that, no.
Okay.
Not here anyway.
Okay, so based on where I'm right now, um, uh, well, I guess unless they go laterally, some of those exit things might have been right here, although I guess it's possible it could have gone into the cliff. How tall is this cliff?
Probably about 25 feet or so.
I'll climb up on top and see if there's anything interesting there.
Yeah, you climb on top and you look around, and everything looks natural. Um, you see rocks and everything. It is fairly flat to the south. So you think it might be possible that those doors could be just underneath the ground, but you don't see any evidence of it.
Hmm. Alrighty, well, if there's nothing interesting, then I'll go group up with the rest of the party.
Okay. And I'll just move Ragu since I'm assuming he have issues. All right.
Yeah, it's just frozen again. I'm
Yeah.
still looking at the under basement map,
Oh,
but
fair
I'm
enough.
trying to refresh.
We're probably gonna move maps in a second anyway, unless there's something else
Okay.
you wanted to do here.
Uh, Let me verify that. All right, and of course I'll go ahead and draw a sketch of the complex as we found it, and of course documenting the automata and some of those details for those findings for later.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I was going to ask. I can give Ire a piece of paper, and he can do his cartography thing to map out the other places we've already
Yeah, Iyer said
explored.
when he's falling around, then he's doing his cartography. So, unless he says something different, I'm assuming he's doing that.
Okay, cool.
All right. Now, from what you remember, the last thing that I got to switch maps for me so I can check. Anyway, the last area that you didn't have access to before, but you probably do now, is the stone pillars. And that is the area where Ire and Galen found the automata code. It was the under the complex you guys left early to avoid fighting the automata. Outside of that, of course, you have your normal mission. So what are you gonna do?
Well, Shane and Joel were here. That probably would have been a good place to go first. But without
Yeah,
them
no, it's
here, it's probably better to hold that off anyway until they're around to actually experience that part. Plus, at this point now, it's two. That would actually one, two, yeah, three. Wait, one, two. It would basically put us 4 days behind schedule if we go to that now.
Fair enough.
yeah,
You
and we
have
have to come back to the portal.
okay. So you have one hex of movement left in today. So go ahead and determine where you're gonna go.
All right, give me a moment while I look here and. Oh, well, what do you know? That answer is simpler than I thought it would be. I'm going to go ahead and travel this way.
Okay. You continue to travel, and let me make sure. There we go. Yeah, you continue to travel, and you can see the rocky desert. You're not quite reached that point. You're still in the hills, but you're about to enter the rocky desert. And as you travel, you do not run into anything that harasses you, or do not run into anything else. So I'm assuming you're going to make camp.
Yes.
Yes.
All right. So you make camp. Very similar to last time. Is anybody doing anything before they take their short rest?
Um, no, I think I'm good at the moment.
Okay.
Uh,
Looking at the
the
mountains,
mountains.
how
How
temperate does that
temperate
look?
does
I
that look?
guess
I mean,
given
I
that
guess
they're not
given
all
that they're
that
not
far
all that
past the
far past the
desert, do they
desert, do
seem?
they seem?
It doesn't look, based on the mountains, it doesn't look like it starts getting temperate till about over here.
Hmm.
Well, I'm
Well, I'm
proposing, if
proposing, if
possible, we try to
possible, we try to skirt around the desert as much as we can. Although,
given the layout
given
of
the
the
layout
desert
of the
down to the
desert down to
south, I
the south, I
suspect as we
suspect
go
as we go
east,
east,
we
we
might
might
find
find
that
that
stuff
stuff
curl
curl
around.
around.
But
But
I
I
guess
guess
we
we
avoid
avoid
going
going
into
into
the
the
desert
desert
for
for
a
a
day,
day,
maybe
maybe
two.
two.
That's
That's
official
official
to
to
us.
us.
Okay. So yes, the next day. Let me make sure I update my map or my calendar. So it will become the 24th, which is you notice that it is cloudy, but still hot. Fortunately, it's dry, despite the clouds. So what are you gonna do?
Well,
Right,
based
well,
on
based
where the
on
edge of the
where the
mountain
edge of the
range
mountain
is,
range
if
is,
we were to
if we were to travel
directly
directly
northeast,
northeast,
we would kind of
we would
run
kind
into
of
that.
run
So
into
we'd need to
that. So we
loop
would
a
need to
little bit
loop a little
south.
bit
So I think
south. So I think
we can travel
we can travel
southeast for part
southeast
of the
for part of the
day,
day, without that really slowing us down at all.
and then we can
And then we
start
can
maybe
start
moving
maybe moving
northeast depending
northeast
on what we
depending on
see
what
with
we
the
see with
desert.
the desert.
Okay.
All right,
There's
so
my
yep, there's my
suggestion
suggestion
So
there.
you move to the southeast. Again, it's been awfully quiet for some reason. You can see the desert here, and you get the sense that there's probably desert beyond here as well. So
I
you
can.
go. Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say each. How big is each one of these hecks? 6 miles.
Yes.
So I can go ahead and send Char way up high, circling around us, and he should be able to get a pretty good view of just if it's desert or if he sees an oasis far off in the distance.
Okay, that's fair. And what Char sees is it is desert beyond here. It is desert beyond here. It's desert beyond here. Um, Char spots a spot of greenery over here.
Okay. And up towards the path we're going to be taking, like here, he doesn't see anything but desert.
He goes probably out to here, but doesn't see anything until about desert.
All right. Okay.
And where was
I
that
let you.
oasis seen?
The greenery he spotted was over here.
Um,
Yeah, the
yeah,
catch
the
is
But
catch
it was
is,
a
is that
spot of greenery, like basically a green spot in the desert,
yeah.
like an oasis probably.
It's slightly out of our way, but not by much, I don't think.
Well, it would actually put us a day behind, I think, if we went that way. 'Cause we'd have to sort of travel south to catch up to that. Now, I've got a different proposal in mind. Um, what if we started resting early and started traveling at night?
Oh, good idea.
Yeah, definitely the best way to beat the heat is travel when it's dark.
Is the idea to
So,
avoid the two 2 days of water per day?
yeah.
Oh, that's part of it. I'm more concerned about avoiding the exhaustion effects.
Okay,
Although trying to save water is not a bad benefit as well.
fair enough.
You think that's an acceptable proposal, or is that still too far out of our way?
Oh,
Uh,
before you continue with that, one thing I should also mention, Regu, is Char, like I said, a spot of greenery, and he spotted what looked like a lake there.
Okay. Oh, yeah. So that's an actual oasis. It looks like a lake and green trees and stuff. That might definitely be worth checking out.
Well, I guess it's worth it for exploration purposes, and I guess we do have a fair bit of food, and so far Oreos have been having pretty good luck finding stuff that can help us get by anyway. So, eh, how does everybody else feel about taking the diversion? I mean, for some reason, I'm just dead set on trying to get to the destination, but I shouldn't be making this decision alone.
Um, I don't mind.
Same.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Okay. And don't get me
So,
wrong, I am still very much on getting to our destination, but it's not a big diversion and might be very helpful.
all right, and one more time, was it right here? Was
Yeah,
that space?
yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
that's what I
So,
plotted out in red, if you can see that.
all right. Well, in that case, I propose we continue southeast for the rest of the day, because that'll still keep us out of the desert.
Okay,
But that's also still moving towards that destination.
fair enough. Yep, you follow. You go to the southeast, and fortunately, you have another peaceful camp. Are you doing anything while you're camping?
Nope, just the
Uh,
usual.
yeah, just writing notes and observations and all that standard stuff.
All right. It is now the 25th of Rizal, and the clouds have gone away. The sun beats down on you, and it's particularly hot today.
Now, do we want to still switch to going tonight, or do we want to venture through the desert for a day trip first, given the destination?
We can still do the whole thing at night. I mean, my tent is a little bit tattery, but we can still use it as a nice shade during the day to stay out of the exhaustion.
Oh, well, I figured we were going to stay underground anyway. It'll be cool
Oh yes,
regardless.
that's right. That's right. That's right. Sorry. Yes, you make the underground. Yes.
So, yeah, do we want to basically rest in this spot so that we can switch over to a night cycle?
That's fine.
Okay.
Sure.
All right. It is now nighttime then.
Alrighty.
Still the 25th.
That's going to really throw with the timing now. All right. Okay, so, well, if it's nighttime now we can go ahead and I guess we'll go south once or southeast once just to get a little bit more of a
And you
view like that.
see the oasis. It's still on the horizon, so it's hard to make out details, but it's definitely an oasis, assuming it's not a mirage.
Yeah, shouldn't be hot enough for that right now. We'll go ahead and step that way.
All right. So you arrive, and yeah, you arrive to find a fairly large lake surrounded by greenery. You see trees that might actually fit at home. You see what look like a lot like palm trees. You see large creatures swimming in the lake, elephant-sized creatures with long necks swimming around. You see what you call the Cthulhu panthers prowling around the lake, some of them drinking. You see plenty of birds of various varieties, including the red birds. Um, you do spot an area to the south of the lake that seems to be devoid of most predators. So I'm assuming that's where you're going to approach. Is that correct?
Uh,
Fair enough.
Let's stay away from the big fights if we don't necessarily
And
need
I
them
need to
now.
put you guys in here, so give me a second to do that. So, Devok, Pico, Oreo, Ragu, Char, and make sure we're on here. There we go. So yeah, you see you kind of a strip of greenery around the lake. You can see the bright green trees and the bushes that look like they might fit right at home. And to the north, you see the lake itself, which is large and deep, and the water is clear enough that you can see that at the bottom of the lake, near the center, are ruins of buildings, some sort of stone buildings, right in the middle of the lake. And I think that is probably sorry. I think that is probably where we'll end the session.
Alrighty.
So let me go ahead and get everybody's experience going.
Oh,
Quick.
how speed did we get last time?
Oh, experience last time. Hold on, I can get you that number here. Last time the experience was 800 base, and then 100. You got 100 learning by failure, so 900 total.
I wasn't there last time.
Oh, you get the 800. Wait, no. For session 16?
Pretty certain. Oh wait, I forgot that we. Okay, my
You didn't have
bad.
a session last week, so you didn't
Yeah,
technically miss anything.
yeah. Okay, that
So
makes.
you got 900.
There weren't a lot of failures today, I don't think. Who failed? Does anybody know?
Failed a
I
few
got
times.
Um,
I yeah, I got 2 failures technically.
Okay.
I think the only I'm aware of, and I don't know that it counts, was rolling badly on the water.
I guess that had consequences, so I'll go and count it. Ragu, do you have anything?
No, actually, I got lucky with the water and I kicked ass in battle.
And Devonk, I don't think you had anything either, right?
I failed a few times on perception checks, at least.
I don't think that
Yeah, that
counts
doesn't.
because those didn't really have any big consequences
Okay,
with them. So, all right.
then no, I didn't fail.
So there you go. So,
Um, I
oh,
did make a 9 on a strength check. I don't know if that's a failure or not.
it is a failure. What was the consequence of that?
The door went off and started alarming.
Oh, that's a consequence. Fair enough. All right, so you get one as well. All right, so everybody should see it now. So you get a total of 500 experience points, 200 from encounters, 300 from exploration, and then Oreo gets the 100 from failures. Pico, Ragu get 50, and everybody else gets 0 for that. So